Well, a very good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the racecourse ground here in North Wales as Charlton take on Wrexham and this championship fixture. And alongside me, who you will hear from in due course, is Greg Stubbley, and somebody you'll hear from slightly sooner than that is Mr. Steve Brown. Firstly, hello, Steve. Are you all right, mate?
I'm very well. Yeah.
We're bathed in sunshine here, which has its disadvantages, I've got to tell you. One, you don't know what to wear, because now I thought it'd be good. Earlier on, I put the coat on because it was a bit chilly. Now, absolutely steaming, and the sun's in the eyes. But we'll battle on because we're that type. We'll get to talk about the game in question, of course, and everything else associated with it. But before we do that, and ahead of today's game, Nathan Jones sat down and spoke about general things and the game ahead in the pre-match press conference. Let's hear what Nathan Jones had to say. Nathan, 2 games into another 3-game week and 4 points on the board, and 2 games with contrasting emotions. Disappointment after the Swansea game, obviously, because took an injury, taking into account the injuries to the 2 players, taking the lead and not being able to hold on to it, and then the total euphoria of Tuesday night when winning in the last minute against West Brom, when it looked like it would be another draw. I mean, does that just encapsulate what this championship's all about? It
does, and it just shows that you have to keep going. Your mentality has to be. I mean, we made positive changes to try and win the game. We weren't content with the point and things. We didn't bring, not that we could have had any defenders to bring on, but we didn't look to shore up anything. We were looking to go for the win. I mean, the Swansea game was disappointing, but we're disappointed now when we don't win in the championship. That's the level we're at. Swansea a decent side. They got some wonderful players. We had a lot to contend with. We had a better XG than Swansea. They had 1 chance in injury time, which was probably the only chance that they had, really. And yet, we're really disappointed. But we had a lot to contend with the injuries and the reshuffling of the pack and everything, which does, not many can cope with that. You lose 2 of your main defenders, and that can happen. But Tuesday we bounced back fantastically well against, again, another really talented side, a side that's been in and around the Premier League, the upper echelons of the Championship. So to take 4 points in those games, over 2 games in the Championship, I can't stress enough. It's a wonderful thing.
What struck me, I think, more so after the last 2 games, is that we've had to use all of the characteristics that you in those 2 games that we associate with under your leadership. Passion, desire, dedication, commitment, determination, all of those, and quality, of course. Losing players to injury can really disrupt the side, but it struck me after Tuesday night that what it's done is galvanise us.
Well, yeah, but we have a squad, and you have a squad, and you preach things every day in, day out, that it is squad game changers. What's your role for this game? What's your role going to be for next game, and so on. So when people have opportunities, they're ready because of how we trained, because of the environment, because of the culture we have here, because of the humility and what our ethos is. And so that's what it is. So yeah, you have to use that. I mean, a lot of characteristics about us, about dedication, about passion, about our work rate and stuff. Sides change for us. Like, we're in the Championship 2 months, and teams are changing for us because they think at what they do, they're good. Now, we don't have as much possession as other teams, but defensively, we're a fantastic side. We can score every game. We can test you on every level. So I'm proud of how we go about our work and so on. And there's a lot. The fashion now is possession, but it's not what you got. It's what you do with it.
Now, selection headaches happen through injuries, and I'll get onto that shortly, of course, but you said last week the only person holding Ibby Fuller back was you in the last press conference you had. Well, after his 20-minute performance on Tuesday, I could just get that headache's got a little bit tougher, isn't it?
Well, it's not that. It's just the right time to put him in, because it's so easy for a young kid that you see him in training, he's fresh, he's alive, he's thing. But we have to win championship games. So what we do is we'll put him in at the right time, we'll bring him out at the right time, and we'll develop him so that he, we've got a good record of developing young players and not giving them early. I mean, James Justin was a perfect example of similar trajectory to him. James Justin moved like a Premier League player in League Two, and we knew that, and we preached to those people around him that this kid will play in the Premier League if you just trust us through the process. And that's what it is with Ibby now. Ibby's a lot closer to the Premier League because we're in a Championship club, not a League Two club. So that's all it is. So when you say holding him back, I'm not holding him back. I test him every day. I push him every day. I demand from him every day. He trains up. He gets pushed. He can play anywhere in the attacking positions because of the talent he is and because of how we push him. Now exposing him, what we've done. So we haven't holding him back, but we've just limited his exposure at the minute because we just want him to be right. And the other night, it felt right to put him on. Felt right to put him in. We've done it last year and he was fresh and adds a fresh air, and there will come a time, I have no doubt, when he will be impossible to leave out.
I mentioned injuries and obviously we've added Reece Burke, Murray Bell and Charlie Coleman to the ones we've already picked up. Is there anything you can update us on those players and how they are, and will the international break allow you to have the time for any of those to come back?
Well, they're a week closer than what they were like, and the international break will, anyone that has picked up an injury, the international break gives them a little bit of respite, and it gives us a bit of time to get work into some and to a bit more recovery into others. Look, how quickly whether any one of those will be back for Saturday, we'll have to wait and see. But at this point, as you said, the time is a great healer, and that's probably what one or two of them need.
Wrexham away on Saturday, 8 places difference between us, but only 5 points, which gives an indication of how tight the championship is. We know from last season how tough it can be, and there will be a test, no doubt. But does playing them last season give us any advantage?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, we know how they play. They know how we play. It's 2 very tough fixtures, against them last year. It was a real tough fixture here. Away, look, we were a little bit depleted away from home. The exertions of the week before cost us really with Bears, with Lloyd, with a few going down and stuff. So look, it's a tough championship game. Once again, you go away in the championship, doesn't matter where you go. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday are bottom of the league at the minute and things, but you don't go to Hillsborough thinking, right, we're going to get 3 points and stuff. So every single game is really tough, and it's going to be a tough. Is there an edge between the two? I don't think so. I think we just obviously played last year. They got promoted, so did we, and we're looking forward to the fixture.
Conor Coventry been called up, his reserve called up last time because of suspensions, but he's been named actually in the First Republic of Ireland squad for the 2 fixtures in November. A real reward for his performances for us. Yeah,
well, look, we're delighted. I mean, for me, if they don't go away, it gives them time to rest. So I'm not that bothered. But I'm very proud of our international players that they get selected, and I know that they are. And I know Conor's a real, not judging by his accent, but he's a real proud Irishman. And I'm delighted for him because he's been wonderful for me. And I knew he was a great kid and a good human being, and he was a good player. But he's been outstanding. He's been a real fixture for me. How he goes about his work, he trains every day. It's a joy to be around, like absolute joy to be around, and he deserves this. And to be fair, I'm not being critical of anyone, but it's been a long time coming because his form has been good for a long, long time.
Just finally for me, you've used the word proud on a number of occasions, and again today this season. Not just referring to the men's first team as well, it's about the whole club and the unity we have in the club. All teams are enjoying success this season. The under-18s are unbeaten at the top of the table. The under-21s have only lost once and in the shout at the top of the table as well. And a special mention for Karen Hill's side, who also unbeaten, 4 points clear at the top, and a real chance of extending that with 2 games in the Valley. I mean, that just shows the unity that the club has and how well Karen Hill's doing specifically.
Yeah, I mean, look, the whole club, we want to create an environment and a culture right at the football club that's winning, that's a developing culture, and where people can come and flourish and do real good work. And as you said, all those people involved in each unit and facet of the football club at this point in time is doing wonderful work. You look at right through the academy, producing players, but also winning football games, which is important. Karen's doing a wonderful job on a considerably less budget than a lot of people. She's lost players. It's a young squad. It's a new squad. So she's pulling up trees, as they say, this year, and doing a wonderful job. But she's part of Charlton Athletic. We're in a decent position. And then you even look at the community trust as well, and you know how they get honoured and what we were able to do the other day with the awards and stuff. And you think the football club's in just one wonderful place. You see the Valley, and the Valley the other night at whatever it was, 10 to 10. you wouldn't have got a bigger roar anyway, and to see that and to see where the football club is, it does make you proud to be part of that, and to be someone that wants to drive that culture home.
There we are. Those were Nathan Jones's thoughts ahead of today's game against Wrexham here at the Racecourse Ground. And not only did we speak to Nathan Jones on Thursday, but we also had a chat with Harvey Nibbs and got his thoughts generally, and of course ahead of today's game. Harvey, you joined us in August this year from Reading, and as I've asked all our new arrivals, how have you settled into life in South East London?
Yeah, settled in really well. Really enjoying living in the area, and the lads have made it easy from a professional standpoint. So yeah, really enjoying it.
I mean, it does seem like it is a good camp. We know that. I'm sure results have helped that, but generally everybody seems to get on, and it seems a great camp to be part of.
Yeah, I feel like success leaves clues really in it. So with the promotion last year, you knew it was going to be a tight knit bunch, and that's especially what it is.
You've had to be patient. Obviously, a delayed pre-season to get that injury sorted, so that you played through previously. I know. Firstly, how frustrating has that been? Obviously, to have to go through that. Firstly, and secondly, do you feel now that you're up to speed and fitness-wise?
Yeah, I feel like if you ask all footballers, like missing a pre-season is less than ideal. But yeah, it's what I had to obviously go through. I was happy to just make the squad for the first game, really. So for it to go the way it did was fantastic. But then it's annoying when you just want to almost back that up, but you're not at the fitness capacity to almost do that. So yeah, I've had to bide my time, use the cup games almost to get my fitness and any in-house ones. But yeah, over that injury now really. So yeah, raring to go and help where I can.
Was that part of the discussion process when you spoke to Nathan Jones about coming here, that they wanted you to get fit, wanted to get that injury sorted? So would need to bide your time a little bit? Yeah,
obviously ended last season with a bit of an underlying issue, and then we used the summer, and Nathan was saying I'm here for the long term. Realistically, that's why I signed that type of contract. So they were going to work with me and help me get over it. So yeah, they've been really good.
But you've played your part, and the team's had a great start to the season back in the Championship. This is your first experience of the Championship. How have you found the step up?
Yeah, no, really enjoyed it. Obviously, a bit higher quality, more tempo, I think, for the games. But no, as you can see with the lads, I think we've adapted really well and feel really comfortable at the level.
When we signed you, I checked up, obviously checked up on you, and as we did all the new players, and your family has quite a decent sporting background.
Yeah.
Looking at your bio, your twin brother Alex is a 400-metre British champion once.
Yeah.
Your dad was an elite rugby player at Bristol. I've got to ask, how did football come about? Because did your dad try to push you in the rugby thing? How did your brother be an athlete? How did that come around?
Yeah, he did try and pigeonhole us a bit for rugby. Most weekends when we were young, were kind of obviously taken down to his matches, taken there very early while he'd obviously prepared for the games, and just me and my brother basically just kicking a ball through the post. Yeah, it was only through school really where I was able to explore loads of other sports, and my dad was keen on that really, us trying to experience everything, and my kind of love fell in football, my brothers fell in athletics, but it was nice that we could obviously support each other in each kind of campaign. And yeah, got 3 different sports in the family now. So it's.
Did you get to any level in rugby? Did football? It was always going to be football.
Yeah, it was always going to be football. To be fair, I played for school a bit, and then there was a few teams where I could have gone for a few trials, etc. But my desire was on football.
5 minutes in the scrum, probably.
Nah.
Look, you were top scorer at Cambridge, top scorer at Reading twice, I think. I usually ask players what their goals are and what their targets are for the season. I probably don't need to ask you, generally speaking. But have you had to adjust your targets, bearing in mind, obviously a slightly slower start to the season? Yeah,
I think given the start and going into it, obviously playing at a level I've not played at, the targets were adjusted. But now I've got my own goals for the season, and yeah, I look forward to achieving them.
I have to ask and mention, obviously, you and a number of players have connections and family in Jamaica. And after the devastation of Hurricane Melissa, you've been part of the campaign to raise awareness and funds for that. How important is that to you, and how's that going?
Yeah, so important. I obviously got family out there, managed to touch base with them, and they're safe. Obviously, there's a lot of affected areas, so yeah, where we can help. It was obviously good that the lads were able to come together here because we've got such a big Jamaican almost family. So yeah, found it really important, and yeah, just grateful that family are safe.
Is there an ongoing support you're going to be part of and try and raise awareness?
Yeah, of course, continue to pledge until really a lot of the buildings, etc., are rebuilt and things like that, because it's very important at this moment that just general power, clean water and supplies are distributed across the affected areas.
Great, good luck with that. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. And there you go. That was Harvey Nibbs talking to us before this afternoon's game at Wrexham. And of course, a few things he spoke about, not least the appeal for support for Jamaica after the hurricane and the devastation it caused, Hurricane Melissa, in recent weeks. So yeah, just look for that and support if you can. And also personal discussion as well, and not a bad little sporting background as Harvey Nibbs. Now look, just briefly about today, alongside me Steve Brown. Steve, it's been 4 points in a week, 2 home games. Nathan Jones is very happy with that, of course, from a managerial perspective. Obviously he would have been after 2 wins, of course, but we played against a decent Swansea side, probably the best footballing side we played, I reckon, so far this season. And then a tight game in the week against West Brom, decided by, well, I would say wonder goal. Of course it took a deflection, but a decent Sonny Kerry strike right at the death. Would you have taken the 4 points before the start of the week?
Absolutely, yeah. I would have snapped your hands off. I think we've had moments this season where the performances haven't got what they deserved, and I think 4 points is a very good total from the last 2 performances. I'm not saying we performed poorly, but I think the opposition probably deserved. West Brom shouldn't have lost that game from their perspective. They shouldn't have lost it, and Swansea, I think, maybe just be thinking we could have nicked that on another day, but I didn't see it like that from our perspective. But what I would say is, if you're asking me would I take 4 points from the 2 home games all day long, yeah, absolutely. Look, any win's hard to come by, as Tuesday night proved. It doesn't matter when you get that goal. To get it that late is such a good feeling when you're out there, because there's only a minute or two to chalk off the clock and you're done. But look, I think if you look across the season and where we're at, doesn't matter how you get there. Come next year, no one will care if we got 4 points, how we got them. They just won't care. It's a long, brutal, hard year in the Championship. In fact, in any league. And sometimes you deserve the points you get, sometimes you don't, and you take whatever comes your way. So I think the team defends in a manner that I think makes it that you just need that one goal that can come in the 92nd minute from time to time, and you have to give them credit for the way they've defended in the last 2 or 3 games, when perhaps performance levels have dipped ever so slightly from a high bar, but they still are managing to keep teams at bay or limiting the opportunities the opposition have, and that's where we're really.
Just before I go on, because there's a couple of things I want to talk about specifically, but just before I do that, obviously during the game, skipper Greg Docherty missed a penalty. I mean, you feel for him because of the performances put in, missed the penalty. From your point of view, I mean, 2 questions actually. Missed a penalty? Did you? One, did you miss? Have you missed a penalty? I'm sure you have in your career.
Several.
And
scored an important one, though.
and recovering from that, if it's an important game. And secondly, did you save any?
Didn't save any, didn't have to face any.
Oh, okay.
Missed a few. And normally when, do you know what? I missed penalties normally. I missed the one at Wolves, obviously, which was had a bit of coverage because people were sending me their betting slips of 30-1. I got a few betting slips through the post for next week, like 33-1 or whatever, first goal score. And I missed in the first 4 minutes.
With some IOUs in there, was it?
Yeah, there was, and some angry letters. Yeah, yeah. But just how it goes, isn't it? I mean, it's what comes with the territory. But yeah, and missed a couple that were League Cup penalties when you weren't regular in the team. You came in for the Cup game, we drew 0-0, and you miss a penalty at the end. And to me, they're moments that they don't bother you at all, to be brutally honest. But
at the time, and then you move on quickly. Is that
you're focused. Look, a player dwells on it. You don't dwell on it during a game. You ever think about it afterwards, you're annoyed because it's not a nice thing to do. But yeah, most players move on from most things quite quickly because life's too short. You get back into training, you might get a little bit of stick, but you've gone within 24, 48 hours. Yeah, you're on to the next thing.
Now, just picking up on a question that I asked Nathan Jones and he answered superbly, was that we got the 4 points a week. It's been a fantastic start for the whole club. And not just the men's first team. The under-18s are unbeaten in the top of the league. Under 21s have only lost once, and I think a third in shouting distance of the top spot. And the women's team, we spoke about that. They've started superbly well, unbeaten, top of the table. a real tough fixture against Birmingham, who were underneath them last weekend, where taking the lead early and then defending absolutely superbly, almost taking the lead out of the men's first team in the way they defended. It was a little bit backs to the wall at times, but it's such a good defensive display that it bodes well for the season. Having missed out a couple of times in last 2 seasons, and actually this season where it opens up a little bit, where 2 teams and a playoff side can get up there, it bodes well, doesn't it?
Incredibly well, and I think there's a couple of things within the makeup of that team. Is they're not conceding goals full stop. So, you talk about the Birmingham clean sheet, took the lead, kept the clean sheet there, but they're just not conceding goals. I think two in the league, and they've given themselves a little bit of a cushion. And like you say, Tel, with the 2 spots, you've got to fancy your chances, because Karen's put a team together that's punching above its weight here. There's more money in the teams around us. They've got bigger budgets, they've got more money. And she's been allowed to develop that team and spot a player that maybe isn't quite where they need to be, and move them on and bring other players in, and she's done a great job. But I always fancy a team that stops goals, over the longevity of a season, and if they can maintain that, if they can keep this defensive record up, they will give themselves a great opportunity. But yeah, that's a big win against a club that's spending money in all departments. So fair play to Karen and the team, and fingers crossed they can keep up the good work, because it's not easy to do. They're much smaller squads in the Women's League, and the more money you have, the bigger the squad you can have, the stronger the depth is. So they're doing a great job at the moment. Fantastic.
Well, if you want to watch firsthand just how good Karen Hill's side is, they take on Southampton at the Valley tomorrow, and tickets for the game are available. The club are running a Kids for a Quid promotion for that particular game, so make sure you get down to the Valley and support the women's team, who have started the season fantastically well, pretty much like every facet of our football club at the minute. So get down to the Valley if you can and support the women's team. I promise this to be a cracking game against Southampton, and don't forget, Kids for a Quid, get your tickets and get down there. Right, on to today's game, Brownie. Now, we'll read the teams obviously as we come out. Both sides have made changes. I think Wrexham have made 4. Charlton have made some changes, probably 1 or 2 that might surprise a few.
Yeah, I mean, you'll go through it in a bit, but I mean, I don't know if they will surprise a few, because we are getting to a stage where there's a lot of heavy legs out there. We get to 60 minutes, you can see physically people have got nothing left, and only Nathan and his staff and the players can understand who's at what point physically. So when you see a change, I think sometimes people automatically go that it's a tactical change, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a physical change. I'm hearing there's been 1 or 2 illnesses around as well since Tuesday. So 1 or 2 players that maybe in the starting 11 have come out have suffered with some kind of illness during the week. That may be right or wrong. It's not confirmed. But, that's something that goes under the radar for people like us and for fans. You expect the 11 out there to be absolutely 100% fit as a flea, and that's not always the case. So, not that a player, once he puts the shot on and crosses the white line, wants to make it an excuse. But these are things we don't hear about sometimes. So I think not all the things you see on paper are tactical.
Well, I can tell you obviously that there was a lot of people raving about the little cameo that Ibrahim Fuller put in that sort of, it was about 30 minutes, wasn't it, on Tuesday night, and he's got his just reward for that, and not just for that, obviously. Nathan Jones has been raving about Ibrahim Fuller, and I've been lucky enough to have watched him commentating for Charlton TV for under 18s and 21s, and the praise isn't unwarranted. That's the phrase I was looking for. It certainly is warranted. He's a talent, isn't he, the boy?
And he's playing with no fear at the moment. He hasn't been out on a first team pitch yet where he's suffered a negativity. So when he enters the pitch, he's positive. He's got some skills. We saw that very, very early as he entered the pitch. And actually watching that skill back, I actually thought the pass was really intelligent as well. Great weight, curled into the path for Leeburn. Leeburn spun in behind for the first time in the game, I think. So it wasn't just the skill itself, it was then the awareness to get the head up and weight that pass perfectly in behind. He's a talent for sure. We've got to nurture it, we've got to develop it. And if he then grabs the ball by the horns when he gets his first team moments and develops himself and adjusts to championship football, we could have a big player in our hands.
So the team's coming out the way to our right hand side. Charlton in their first time in the third kit of all black. Make their way out with Wrexham in their traditional red shirts, white shorts and red and white socks. And as they head towards the opposite side of the pitch to cross the halfway line. I shall read you out the side, starting with the home side, Wrexham. In goal for them, number 1, Arthur Onkonkwo. 4, Max Clayworth. 5, the captain, Dominic Hyam. 12, Issa Kabore. 14, George Thomason. 15, George Dobson. 18, Ben Sheaf. 19, Kiefer Moore. 24, Dan Scarr. 33, Nathan Broadhead. And 47, Ryan Longman. Subs for Wrexham, Callum Burton, Callum Doyle, James McLean, Ryan Hardy, Josh Windass, Lewis O'Brien, Sam Smith, Ryan Barnett and Matty James. Your Charlton side will line up within goal. Number 1, Thomas Kaminsky. 2, Kane Ramsey. 3, Macaulay Gillespie. 5, the captain, Lloyd Jones. 6, Connor Coventry. 7, Therese Campbell. 14, Sonny Carey. 22, Tanto Alafe. 28, James Bree. 37, Ibby Fuller. 41, Harvey Nibbs. And your subs for Charlton, Will Mannion, Luke Berry, Greg Doherty, Miles Leeburn, Karoy Anderson, Joe Rankin Costello, Onel Hernandez, Rob Apter and Keenan Goff. Your referee for this afternoon is Lee Doughty, and he's going to be assisted by Richard Woodward and Jacob Graham. And your 4th official is Paul Howard. Now there is going to be, as there was on Tuesday night at the Valley, a period of remembrance. Here at Wrexham, it's their memorial, remembrance game, memorial game, so there will be the remembrance service with the bugler and the laying of wreaths prior to kick-off, and of course the period of silence. And so we will fall silent at the appropriate moment. But just to get another quick word on Harvey Nibbs, Brownie spoke to him on Thursday. He was chomping at the bit. I mean, somebody who hasn't played in the Championship before, but he's obviously been through the leagues. He was top scorer at Cambridge, top scorer at Reading. Comes with a pedigree that he can try and do the same.
Yeah, and it's another one of those League One players that you know performed incredibly well, who we've taken a punt on, that he will come up to the Championship and improve with the level. So you know he's got a lot to prove. I think he was behind the 8 ball in terms of fitness, which is developing every week. He does need minutes in the first team to strengthen those fitness levels, and I think we're going to see that today. But you don't expect him to last 90, that's for sure. But his job is to put in as much physically as he possibly can, and then get dragged off, you know, almost crawling off the pitch.
Well, I shall leave you with the commentator at pitch as we go through the remembrance service.
Please remain silent until the referee's second whistle. Representing the Royal Welsh, we have both Lieutenant Colonel Nick Locke and Captain Dave Evans playing the reef.
They shall not grow old, as we who are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Memorial service here at the racecourse ground, impeccably observed. And we are now ready to get underway.
Oh, that was impeccable, I have to say. From start to finish, you could hear a pin drop. Well observed.
And it'll be the Addicts to get us underway here at the racecourse ground. You'll have to forgive me slightly because the sun is directly in front of us. We're shielding our eyes. We're hoping that within about 10 minutes that sun will disappear beyond the stand in front of us. But at the moment, it's right in our faces. And so, as Brandy said, at least I've got an excuse this week.
That was a private one, Phil.
Oh, no, own it. Absolutely own it. No, actually, I was wrong as well because it looks like Wrexham are the team that are going to get us underway. It's Tanto Alafi, who was over the ball in the centre circle, has now relinquished that spot, moved across to the right, and currently it's Nathan Broadhead over the ball. And I think from your perspective, looking, it's the opposite way. So I think Wrexham, from your point of view, are attacking from left to right. From our point of view, it's right to left. Charlton defending the end where there is no stand at all. And we are underway here at the racecourse ground with Wrexham immediately going down the Charlton left-hand side. Kiefer Moore jumping, it goes bypast him. Lloyd Jones the first to react. Nathan Jones did say that really looking forward to that battle between Kiefer Moore and Lloyd Jones. Wrexham have the throw and they work it backwards to the right-hand side. Just inside on halfway. Broadhead goes backwards and gives the ball straight to Alafi, who's on a little bit of a charge. To his left-hand side is Carey. Drills the ball in. Oh, and I think it was saved by the keeper and just avoided the run on the right-hand side. And Charlton within a whisker of going ahead. A shot coming in from Carey, who moved in from the left-hand side. Just trying to see who just couldn't get to the ball on the near post from our point of view. But as I was, my hands left my eyes with the sun and the shot went in, thinking it might have a chance of going in. But it is a corner to Charlton. Referee wants a quick word. Just looking on the replay, who was close to getting a touch there. It might have been Alafi. Yeah, thanks, Greg. He'd started to move with the ball out to Carey in the first place, but Charlton have a corner. Swung in quite low, headed up in the air. And Jones might have got there, getting to the dropping ball. But Wrexham can clear it away from their left-hand side, and it's Broadhead back there defending. Goes backwards, Charlton press, but Alafi can't get there before it's moved across to the right-hand side. Right, more centrally, really, actually, for Wrexham. Sent long. Ramsey can't get there, but nor can Moore, and well, Bree has to play it. Might have taken a touch, which is why Bree felt he had to play it. Goes back to Kaminski, who sends it away long. And Alafi will pursue it, but it's launched forward. Jones does well to read that ball and come out and make sure he got there first, but the header goes out of play for a throw-in on the Wrexham left-hand side. Ball in hand with Hyam. Have to forgive me because I think Brownie's suffering sunstroke at the minute.
Oh no, you were waiting so long for the replays. And just kept talking until the replay came. I got plenty to say. We'll give it. We'll just let it settle down a little bit.
Wrexham had the ball from the throw, and it's at the feet of Longman on their left-hand side. Goes backwards to Hyam, across to the centre. Scar further right. There's Cleworth. Ball down the line, bypasses everybody, and it will run comfortably through to Kaminski.
Yeah, and that's the first opportunity really Charlton have had. They've had a turnover with a shot at the end of it from Carey, and Alafi was very unlucky not to get on the rebound. He was actually claiming he was pulled back. I didn't really see that from the replay, but yeah, I mean, Wrexham looking to build up play and keep possession, and Charlton are doing the same here, which is good to see. We haven't turned the ball over quickly. We're having 3 or 4, 5 passes ourselves.
Nibs does really well to retain possession under pressure, and Charlton build on the left-hand side with Fuller. Cuts inside, still Ibrahim Fuller goes for the shots, but a comfortable one for Okonkwo in the end. But good to see that he's got the confidence to take it on. And, ball rolled out to Hyam, corner of his penalty area on the left-hand side. Way blocked by Nibs. Goes across to the right, Cleworth. Fuller comes across, but ball infield to Broadhead. Broadhead turns. Ball back across to the left and Hyam. Further left is Longman, but coming short is Thomason, but ball back, almost picked off by Coventry, but it'll run Carey's way from the deflection. Carey charging forward, out to his left is Fuller, with Campbell making a run to the box, but a ball from Fuller just picked off by the retreating Wrexham defence, cleared away for a Charlton throw on the left-hand side.
Yeah, just delayed the pass a fraction too long, allowed Kabore, the right wing back, to get back goal side and clear that up. But that was a promising move again. Decent challenge on the halfway line from Connor Coventry for the turnover, and I think Wrexham are a little bit slow out the blocks here, and we've got to take full advantage because they've had a couple of wayward passes. They're looking up at a real good block in front of them in terms of Charlton's defensive shape out of possession, and they're passing into that final third has not worked up to this point.
Speaking of speculative, ball back out to the left-hand side and launched across the box, but too far for Alafe. So it works across to, I think it's Wrexham's throw in their left-hand corner by the corner flag. Out of view from me, I'm afraid. There's sort of a stairway gate in front of me. There's Jones gets something on the throw and then swiped forward. Gillespie underneath that heads it forward, but Wrexham again head it back in towards the Charlton half. Gillespie again, Nibs with a little flick on, and Alafe trying to get there, but can't, and Wrexham have it back with Hyam on the left-hand side. Hyam held up, goes back inside.
Yeah, you have to look. They have to build up through the centre. They really have congested the centre of the pitch. You know, if you look at Broadhead, you know, who's a
Well, Wrexham just momentarily breaking on that right-hand side. Campbell trying to get back. It worked infield. Thomason urged to shoot, but just holds the ball up. Back to Longman, who does take the shot. Comfortable for Kaminsky, but just momentarily it was Kabore released down the Wrexham right-hand side. Just got the better of Campbell.
Yeah, he just didn't get the flight of the ball, Campbell, properly. One bounce and it was past him, and he put his weight on the front foot for the interception, and that left him struggling to get back goal side. But we recover quickly. So it's a big feature of this Charlton side. You know, when opportunities come the way of the opponent, they do recover into shape very, very quickly.
Jones out to Nibs, finds Bree, but Bree got tracked by Kiefer Moore. It goes out for a Wrexham throw. Longman puts the ball out of play. Well, it looked out of play from here, but referee saying the play on as the linesman Nibs was challenged unfairly then by Sheaf, and it'll be a Charlton free kick on this right-hand side.
Yeah, I was just trying to explain that they rely heavily on balls in through the centre of the pitch, whether it's from deep into Sheaf, the 18, who drops in to receive, and then there's or Dobson who drops in to receive as well, and then you've got Thomason and Broadhead ahead of that, and at the moment we've blocked off all avenues into those four players. Kiefer Moore doesn't look like he wants to drop his shoulder and go in behind, so he becomes the target man, and we've just frozen him in possession in the sort of mid-third. They don't really know where to go at the moment because it's all blocked off.
Well, Kaminsky, short one to Ramsey, goes long and then defended away. Jones underneath that, and then Kabore again, and this time the challenge coming in. It might have been maybe Fuller, is it? It's a distance away from me, who actually a little bit late on Kabore. It's a free kick, and he might get his name in the book, and he does.
Yeah, okay. It's a late lunge, and the ball's long gone, so I don't think you leave the referee with any choice, really. We'd certainly want to book, and if it was that way around. But you could see why he made the lunge for the ball. It was there to be won. Kabore just a little bit quicker, stabbed it away, and it was right on his ankle bone.
Saw one, and free kick to Wrexham just inside their half on the right-hand side. Fuller, his first contribution to the game. Swung deep, Kiefer Moore with a header infield. Jones wins the second one, heads it away. There'll be a Wrexham throw halfway inside the Charlton half.
Yeah. And you can see that Kiefer Moore's decided, well, he plays on a diagonal. He's now jogging over the other way, but his preferred player to attack would be Ramsey. I think you're going to see him peel out and pin Ramsey aerially, and that'll be a way that Wrexham can get the ball up, back and through.
Well, Wrexham from a throw halfway inside the Charlton half have gone all the way back to their right-sided centre half, Cleworth. He sends the ball down the line. It's an initial block from Gillespie. Jones has got to come across to head that away, and it'll be a throw pretty much the opposite side from where they were about a minute and a half ago. Worked back again to Cleworth on the right. Bringing it forward. Ball through the middle. It's Kiefer Moore can't control it, and a run through to the retreating Campbell, who sends it long and away. There's nobody in a black shirt in that vicinity, so it'll be comfortable for Hyam to retrieve and pick up. We've had just gone 9 minutes, still goalless here at the racecourse ground. It's with Scar in the centre. Out to the right is Cleworth. Down the line, ball up to Kiefer Moore, had gone left to pick it up. Covered all the way by Jones, who does well to win it back for Charlton. It's now with Ramsey on the right-hand side. Inside of him is Coventry, also Jones. Back out to Ramsey, who's got a little bit of space to move into. Up to halfway. Just holds the ball up and goes back inside to Jones. Coventry coming short to his right. Now going long with the ball, looking for the run of Alafe. He might get there as well. Tato Alafe, he does with his head. Can he keep it in on this right-hand side? He does, and gets the ball superbly. Well off of Cleworth, I think, who tracked him all the way. Not sure if that might be a Charlton corner. Can't tell from this angle for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we can't see that bottom corner. We obviously can't understand that, but we've got at least a 20-yard by sort of 10-yard box that we can't see in that bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, Greg Stubby saying it's a throw-in, and he's right. Throw goes in at Coventry. Back out to Bree, inside to Ramsey. Ramsey lifts the ball up in the air and just had to be claimed by Okonkwo. I'm not sure that's what Kane Ramsey was actually aiming to do, but it caused the Wrexham keeper some problems.
Yeah, it's a miss kick. Yeah, I mean, it's a good little run, actually, inverted from the centre half, ball inside, and he just tries to feed that cross into the middle of the 6 yard, and it comes off the wrong part of the boot, lifts off the ground, and it's an easy take for Okonkwo.
It's Hyam picks it up for Wrexham on their left-hand side, bringing it forward out to Longman. Longman inside to Sheaf, gets it back, and now back to Hyman once more. Hyam inside to Sheaf again, across to Scar, now Cleworth, down the line to Kabore. Ball inside is picked off by Gillespie. Can he find Alafe? Yes, he can. Needs some runners, and there's none there, and just run into a little bit of a brick wall in the shape of Thomason, who takes the block on the attempted touch, and Wrexham have it back. It's with Scar on the edge of his penalty area. Looks long for Kiefer Moore, but there's too much on that. That'll drift all the way through to Kaminsky. Immediately plays it out to Jones to his left.
Yeah, if you force them long like that, it means you've got the midfield avenues blocked off, because they really don't want to be going long to Kiefer Moore for runs in behind. Yes, into his chest, into his midriff, but certainly not over the top for Kiefer Moore. But I just want to go back to that Alafe first touch. You've got to, you know, your width is going to come from Bree. Ramsey will support on the inside channel. Bree couldn't get up quick enough. And you really, in those circumstances, when you win the ball like that and you're on your own, you just got to turn and find a way to keep possession with a midfielder, whether it's Coventry, Nibs, you know, or Fuller.
Kaminsky, after Charlton won a free kick, but Fuller had been fouled. Switches it across to Bree. It's worked inside now to Jones. Across to Gillespie. Gillespie looks crossfield ball. Look at the run to Nibs. Needs a track back from Scar, and he's headed it across the penalty area, and picked up by Campbell on the left-hand side. Campbell looking for support, provided by Carey. To his left is Fuller. Now Campbell again. Fuller goes on the overlap. Back inside to Carey. Carey lifts the ball across, and it's just a little too deep, and comfortable in the end for Okonkwo to come and claim.
Yeah, I think you've got to whip that. I think you remember from Okonkwo last year, he likes to come and make a claim, especially when there's that much air underneath the ball. It was a bit too floaty, but why not whip that across and just try and get a runner across the man for a little flick. Good build-up, though. Wrexham
work it out from Okonkwo forward, up towards Broadhead. Holds the ball up. Back inside now to Hyam. Bringing it across the halfway line, Hyam. Coventry comes across. It's out to Longman on the left. Longman up against Bree. Gets his foot completely underneath that attempted cross, and it skies away for a Charlton goal kick. We've now had 13 minutes, still goalless here.
Yeah, Sheaf just showing the first signs of finding a bit of space, and I think if they can get the ball to him in a deep line central midfield spot, and we don't get enough pressure on, I think he can dictate play. I think he can manoeuvre that ball. Hyam stepped into play as a left-sided centre-half. They had a little bit of movement in front as well. That's one player I think Nathan Jones would be keen to make sure doesn't get a lot of time and space in possession.
Kaminsky sends the ball forward down the centre. I think not going to get there. It's too long for him. Headed away by Hyam. That's good work from Carey, though, to win it back for Charlton. Carey looking for movement. Behind him was Gillespie, but tracking back was Moore, and he's won it back for Wrexham. And have it in the just on the edge of the centre circle. Sheaf goes right. Now back inside to Scar. Scar, ball forwards, cut out by Jones, and he finds Fuller on the left-hand side. Ibrahim Fuller cuts inside, loses his man. Good work from Fuller. Coventry to his right. Ramsey in support, joining on the right-hand side. Bree just went down under a challenge in the corner of the penalty area, but Charlton still have possession. Carey in the centre. Out to the left is Gillespie. Further left is Campbell if he wants to use it. Gillespie now uses Campbell. Inside of him is Carey once more. Charlton trying to be patient here. Ball up to Fuller, but it's gone beyond him. Wrexham can clear it away, and Kiefer Moore's going to challenge Jones here. Just get something on it, and it allows... I was just about to say allows Gillespie to come and claim it, but it was too far ahead of him, and it's away for a Wrexham throw. Quickly thrown back to Cleworth. Inside, and now back with Scar. Across to Hyam. Hyam swaps passes with Thomason. Ball forward to Broadhead in the centre circle. On a run, trying to go through the middle, cut out by Carey. Carey looks for Alafe's run, but he didn't quite get enough distance on the pass, and he went straight to Scar. Ball into the centre. Nibs battling away with Sheaf. Sheaf though comes away with the ball, and it's worked out to the right-hand side, and Kabore with Campbell in front of him, edge of the penalty area, drills it across, cleared away by Gillespie, and it's come off Fuller, and Wrexham have it back on the right-hand side. Inside it comes to Sheaf. Sheaf swap passes with Thomason, still in possession now. Thomason again, forced backwards by Coventry to Hyam. Hyam switches it across to Cleworth on the right-hand side. Further right is Kabore. 1-2 with Dobson. Kabore goes to the return, but it's well tracked by Campbell, but Wrexham still have it. Edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side with Kabore. Lifts into the box looking for Moore. Gets there ahead of Coventry, tries to turn, and it's tipped over the bar, I think, by Kaminski. It may have been going over anyway. Couldn't take the risk. Wrexham have a corner.
Yeah, and it's Cleworth who's got that shot away that needed Kaminski's attention, but that was really good pressure from Wrexham. They got us pinned back into our 18-yard box and kept possession, kept us moving. And we can't afford too many balls into Moore's feet, who can control deep inside our 18-yard box, because then once he's got control, you get runners off of him, which we just saw there.
Corner on the Wrexham right. It's played to the edge of the box now, drilled across, and always a header coming in from Hyam. He got the other side of Bree, and probably will feel he should have done better with it, but it's a goal kick to Charlton.
Yeah, it would have been tough because it's coming across like a bullet. That is a shot that's come off the outside of the boot, cutting away from the goal. And although he got in front of his man, Hyam, yeah, really tough to, even if he'd have got something on that, to direct that towards the far post would have been very, very difficult. But a very good spell for Wrexham, a couple of really good minutes. 17 minutes gone, still goalless. Fuller will pick it up in the centre of the pitch, rides one challenge, still in possession. Ibrahim Fuller looking for support, provided by Carey, and to the left is Campbell. Campbell looking for Nibs, who'd made the run ahead. Nibs back to Campbell on the left-hand side still. Fuller touches it into Carey, looking for options, switches it up across to Ramsey. It's going to be a difficult ball to control here. Kane Ramsey just about manages to avoid two Wrexham players and feed Coventry just behind him. Taking no chances, infield to Jones, got Gillespie to his left. Gillespie ahead to Campbell, that's put him into trouble. Manages to shield the ball ahead of Kabore, who's fouled him trying to get there. Charlton have a free kick, 10 yards inside the Wrexham half on the left-hand side. I think we've progressed one or two players a bit too high. We've got four across their back line, which aren't difficult to mark, and the movement's not quite good enough. So you're seeing people get possession deep, and they're not looking up and seeing options, or clear enough options to risk a pass. Short one to Carey, back to Jones, across to Ramsey. Tried to let the ball run across him, but he was marshalled by Thomason, so forced back to Kaminski, who sends the ball long. Looking for Alafe. Can he get there, Alafe? No, it's headed away, but Ramsey will pick it up for Charlton. Just inside the Charlton half. Carey in the centre. And Jones behind. Coventry comes in support. Coventry selected for the Republic of Ireland squad. Ball down the line from Ramsey, looking for the run of Alafe.
to work hard to get there. He's being shielded away by Hyam. Will end up being a goal kick, and with coming up to 19 minutes gone, still goalless here at the racecourse ground.
Yeah, there's only been a couple of real big moments, hasn't there? There was a ball on just a minute ago from Sonny Carey deep in our own half, and Alafe made a great run on the outside shoulder of the right-sided centre half, Cleworth. And we went to try and find him to feet through Cleworth, and actually there was 50, 60 yards of space in behind, and Carey should have just lifted that into the space, maybe 10, 15, 20 yards over the top of Cleworth. I think that's what we've got to look to do from sort of almost slightly deeper in a half, is to extend their back three.
Conqueror's passed it out to Hyam on his left-hand side, and trot forward with the ball at his feet, still in the Wrexham half. 1-2 with Kiefer Moore. Hyam still in possession. Looks long, looks for the run of Longman. Bree heads it away. Coventry comes to collect, try to find Bree again, but Longman cuts it out. Coventry has to track back, and he gets the challenge in, but at the expense of a Wrexham corner.
Yeah. A little bit unlucky there, you know, did the honest thing.
Too difficult a ball to attempt, I think, the one back to Bree in the first place. If he had his time again, he may just clear it away.
Maybe.
But, easy to say, of course.
Yeah, and then he shut down quickly, and the rebound was unlucky. That could have come off of him anywhere. To come off that straight and that quick and bullet 25 yards for a corner is a little unlucky.
Dobson comes across to the Wrexham left-hand side to send this corner in. The referee wants a chat, as they tend to do, reminding footballers about the rules.
I mean, this is a classic Parky set piece. Everyone under the crossbar.
Dobson sends it in. Too deep for everyone, I'm afraid. For a Wrexham point of view, from a Charlton point of view, absolutely brilliant. As it sails away on the other side, but it'll be a throw-in right on the corner flag. So he actually hasn't done us too many favours. Dobson's corner. Thought at first it would sail away for a goal kick to Charlton, but it just held its line. And it's away for a throw-in on that left. Gillespie to take. Referee asking him to hurry up. Down the line it goes. Gillespie. So headed away by Dobson. So Charlton will have another throw, and we've managed to gain about 15 yards on it. And there'll be a Gillespie again on the left-hand side. Down the line it goes. Good distance on this throw, but too much distance in the end. Straight through to Cleworth, and he's up to Moore. Well robbed by Coventry, and now Gillespie will send it long, asking Alafe to pursue it, but Wrexham get possession back on their right-hand side, but can't do anything with it. Ball goes out of play, and with that, I'll hand you over, after a little word from Steve Brown, to Greg Stubley for the rest of this first half.
Yeah, I mean, we got out of that by working the line, and it was a nice steal. I like the fact that Coventry was on the front toes of Moore, because he is going to get times where he gets possession and holds the centre half off and brings it down. And it's nice to see our central midfielder dropping in and helping out the back line by nicking it off the front. Good to see.
Thank you, Tel. 22 and a half minutes played here. 0-0 is the scoreline, and Charlton on the attack with Ibi Fuller. Tried to beat his man initially, just ran out of room. Doesn't look out of place though, Fuller. Early booking for a late challenge, but showing some nice touches so far. Baptism of fire for the 18-year-old.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes you ask players to come into a team when you're flying, and we're doing well at the moment, but this is a tough place to come. I think we've subdued them quite well, particularly in the first 10 minutes. They are going to have moments. The key for me is the midfield movement. If we can lock down that midfield movement, which is going to be tough to do across a 90-minute period, we'll be okay. But then they can do this. They can go 70 yards long to Moore, and he's a handful.
And feeding off the seconds from Kiefer Moore as Thomason back to Sheaf, and good pressure from Coventry forces the ball back to Hyam. Into the ball forward to Tom. Asunu brings it forward. Taking on Bree, lays it off for Broadhead, works half a yard of space. Dobson with the shot, which is well blocked. And Kaminsky can easily come out of his goal to collect.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at that is a feature of Charlton Athletic. Fuller dropping in to make a block on the edge of the box. You know, that's your sort of left player that's playing off of Alafe, dropping to 20 yards out central to Nick. We can't get our game going at the moment, though, can we? After a really promising start, a couple of really good nicks and a couple of counters.
Well, there goes Tyrese Campbell for Charlton on the left-hand side. He's glided past Dobson, approaching the penalty area. Campbell onto his left foot. Ball across, takes the deflection, comes towards Bree with a shot, and it's a great save from Okonkwo. Comes out to Connor Coventry, who hits it. That's a glorious chance for Charlton. This Coventry shot goes harmlessly over the bar.
Yeah, that's a great moment, isn't it? Had to cut off because Campbell beat his man, which he's found difficult to do. He's not got into advanced positions too many times, but he gets away from his man with a little jig down the line. And once he's away, there's acres of space to drive into, and he does exactly that. He drives, commits defenders, and then whips in a ball that takes a deflection. And Bree's shot is a super effort. It's a good save from Okonkwo. Probably the best chance of the game for me.
Free kick given against Ibby Fulham. Not quite sure what for. They hit the hand of Cleworth, but maybe referee signalling handball. Look, it hit the hand of Cleworth, so a little bit confusing as Wrexham take Broadhead backwards to Sheaf, and back it goes to Dan Scarr in the middle of the back three for Wrexham. Out to the right is Dobson. Wrexham keep possession as the Charlton back line retreats. Long ball forward and comfortable for Kaminski to gather. Rolls it out to Ramsey. Inside to Coventry, back to Kane Ramsey. That's movement ahead of him. Looks to go long. It's awkward for Scarr. He wasn't sure of Alafe's whereabouts. It's a wayward header out of play for a Charlton throw, which Bree wants to take quickly. Throws back to Coventry. Gives it back to James Bree on the right-hand side for the Addicts. Ramsey now inside to Jones, who has Gillespie to his left. Gillespie, ball inside, takes the deflection, works out nicely for Thomason, who looks forward to Broadhead. Opportunity here for Wrexham, perhaps, on the counter. Broadhead looks to take it past Ramsey. Jones comes across as he's forced wide in the penalty area, turns back, finds Thomason. Charlton have got plenty of bodies back as Wrexham exchange passes in the middle. Dobson out to the right to Kabore. Ball in the box. Gillespie watches it all the way, heads it away. Charlton did well to recover. For a moment then, looked like Broadhead was going to get a shooting opportunity. As Wrexham take the throw. Dobson. Inside is Cleworth. Kabore, right-footed cross is a decent one. Well, one in the air by Gillespie. Broadhead with a little header down, which Carey watches all the way and clears high in the sky. Headed forward by Scarr, well controlled by Fuller. Back to Campbell, and then Gillespie looking to clear. It's a rush clearance, which Dobson picks up. Backwards to Hyam. The Wrexham captain looking forward inside the centre circle. Through ball finds Sheaf. Sheaf looks forward to Moore controls. Held up by Bree. Moore still will go for goal and drags a shot wide with 4 Charlton bodies, but in fact Moore was able to get it in the first place. There was a little bit of concern.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 2 centre halves drawn towards the ball. Ramsey should have stayed in his slot and allowed Gillespie to go tight on, to the ball, and then we would have been able to pick off Moore. But they were both on the front foot, both drawn towards the ball, which allowed Moore to spin off. So we were a little bit lucky to get away with that one in terms of he had to chest the ball down. It's a long way to get to his feet, and we recovered just in time to get that ball away. But that whole period, that whole phase has come from that unnecessary turnover from Gillespie, and we just got to tidy those moments up. There's another thing I picked up on our last attack. Fuller, I think there's an opportunity for Fuller to get in behind their deepest 2 central midfielders. You know, one takes Carey advances, he gets picked up, Nibbs gets picked up, and Fuller was being picked up by one of the centre halves. And I think if he can move off the back of the shoulders of the midfielders centrally, he might be able to pick up a ball in there rather than just jog alongside the right side of centre half Cleworth.
Charlton try and be brave with their press and force a mistake from Kabore as he tried to keep it in, took a heavy first touch, and now the play goes for a Charlton throw. Been a decent game so far. Charlton with 2 very good opportunities. Sonny Carey with an effort early on that was saved by Okonkwo, and James Bree likewise. Kaminski's also been forced into action.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a competitive game. What I would say is, I think we were 2-0 down this time last year, and they started like a house on fire. It just goes to show the difference, that momentum and confidence and belief, because I don't think they're as, I don't think they're putting us under as much pressure as they did here last year. They're still a good side, don't get me wrong, and I think we've made major improvements, but
This ball's given away by Clearwell. One back by Bree. Tries to force it down the line towards Nibs. Longman did well to get back. And Wrexham clear, only as far as Coventry. Out to the right is Bree again. Back to Connor Coventry. First time cross. Fuller goes searching for it as the ball's cleared away. Charlton throw. In front of the away fans. Congregated to our right. Opposite if you are watching on Charlton TV this afternoon. Bree takes the throw inside towards Connor Coventry. Comes towards Alafe. Back to Bree. Down the line. Looks for Coventry again. Coventry with the ball in the box. And Streif gets a touch to it. And Wrexham are able to clear. Gillespie with the ball backwards. Coventry was looking towards Fuller on the edge of the penalty area.
That's exactly what he was doing. And do you know what? It beats that man. Fuller's got an opportunity. It was the right thing to do because they were well covered in the centre of the box.
Ramsey driving out from the back for Charlton. He's got space to do so. In towards Bree. It's beyond him. Alafe tried to get to it, but the challenge came in from Hyam, and it's the hosts who have possession again. It's Dobson. Back to Scar. Forward towards Broadhead. Under pressure from Coventry. Inside to Dobson. All up to the halfway line. We'll find Sheaf. Now Thomason. Summer signing from Bolton. Finds Longman on the left-hand side. Inside is Sheaf again. Dobson now out to the right to Kabore. Kabore looking to take on Campbell. Locks him up. Kabore trying to work half a yard. Campbell stays with him. Ball comes back to Clearweth. Kabore again. Ball takes the deflection off of Fuller. And Wrexham will have the corner.
They worked hard to deny space there, didn't they? Campbell and Fuller, and it's got the deflection in the corner, which I would imagine set pieces are a big part of Wrexham's gameplay and season. If you just look at the height and physicality they've got, they're going to cause trouble. This looks like the old bus stop routine, but yeah, I like the way we worked hard to deny space there. That was good from the youngsters.
Yeah, Lloyd Jones is on the edge of the 6-yard box for Charlton. Moore is amongst 4. Wrexham by the penalty spot. As Thomason swings it in with height. Moore peels away to the far post, wins a header, ball comes down and hits Coventry. And Gillespie's able to clear, didn't get much on the clearance as Longman in the centre circle gathers. Out to the right it comes towards Thomason. Cuts back inside into his favoured left foot. Challenge comes in from Nibs, doesn't win the ball, and Wrexham can continue possession with Longman. Out to the left-hand side is Sheaf, back inside to Ryan Longman. Former Millwall man finds Scar, who's come back to his usual position of centre-half. Now Hyam. Inside to Sheaf again. Scar out to the right-hand side is Kabore. He's got space to drive if he wants to. Looks inside to Dobson. Goes back to Clearworth. Now Dobson skips the challenge of Fuller. On the right-hand side is Kabore. Whipped ball in towards the far post. Longman tries to get there. Bree holds him up as it comes towards Thomason. Ball in the box. Well watched by Connor Coventry. He's being trapped by Moore, and Coventry does superbly well to get out of danger. Decent spell of possession for the hosts. It's Hyam with the throw. Inside to Sheaf. Now Scar out to the right to Kabore. Broadhead the target inside, looks for the 1-2. Kabore's got pace, but so is Tyrese Campbell, does superbly well to get back.
That shut the door, didn't it?
Kaminsky clears forward. Alafe wins the header. Nibs can't quite get there as Carey first to the second ball for Charlton. Up towards Fuller. Looked like he was pushed by Clearworth, and he was. Fuller did well to get his body across to win the free kick.
But that's an example of standing next to Clearworth. Now, as it goes, the space wasn't in behind the midfield on that occasion to work it. But those are the moments on about, you know, if you're Fuller, one of the things you can do is scan a little bit more, drop into space. You know, once they're locked onto our midfielders and they start chasing and following, there is a little patch of space, good 5-8 yards in behind those two. If he receives in there, he'll be dangerous. But I love to see that from Campbell because Kabore's quick, and I didn't think he was going to catch him. Not only did he catch him, he gave up. Good sign for Campbell. Psychologically just That's damaging.
33 minutes gone. Charlton free kick. Gillespie to take, and up from the back go Jones and Ramsey. As Gillespie goes to the right to Carey. Carey looks for the diagonal towards Lloyd Jones. Jones wins the header back across. Dobson heads it away. Thomason helps it on. Coventry heads to his left. Touch from Campbell, but Wrexham can clear it away. Groans from the host as there was a potential counter-attack. Instead it went the other way, and now to play for a Charlton throw, which is taken quickly. Connor Coventry for the Addicts. Inside to Carey, playing that deeper role this afternoon. Very close to scoring again early in this first half as Coventry inside to Gillespie. Goes back to Kaminski. Back to left to Gillespie again. He looks forward. Campbell the target. It's a lovely ball from Gillespie, and Campbell will get on the end of it for Charlton. Forced wide by Clareworth. Campbell turns. Uses Coventry behind him. Fuller to his left. Libby Fuller back inside to Coventry. Out to left to Tyrese Campbell. As Wrexham do well to get bodies back. Coventry goes on a run. Pokes it forward towards Campbell. Clareworth holds him up. And Wrexham will look to clear. Ball goes long.
I was just about to say that's a shame, because that was a wonderful run from Campbell initially to burst in behind and break the back three, which we've been asking to do, and it led nowhere. You know, we turned out, kept possession, and we just killed the move by 4 5-yard passes, which is okay if you're then going to try and switch play or manoeuvre it through midfield a bit. But we had a little triangle over there. They retreated back into a defensive shape. We really didn't make the most of what was a very good run from Campbell.
Clever for the throw. Gillespie, header up in the air. Nibs heads down, and Ramsey's there for Charlton. Ramsey on the right-hand side drives with the ball. Ramsey looks forward towards Alafe. Alafe with the touch and turns. Tanto Alafe will go for goal. Deflects down. It comes towards Nibs with a chance. And Charlton's hit the bar. Nibs with his left foot reacting to the shot. The block came in, and he couldn't quite hit the target. Charlton so close to the opener.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple of very good opportunities. Breeze one was the best chance of the game up to this point. That's just topped it. And it's a snapshot, isn't it? If he realised how much time he had, I think he might have just taken a little bit more and composed himself. But he got himself in a good spot, Nibs. The crab shot initially gets a little block, and it falls in the path for Nibs, and he turns and takes the opportunity. And you just got to try and direct that low into the bottom corner. It's tough though. Good opportunity.
Wrexham reacts by going on an attack. On the right-hand side is Kabore. Held up by Campbell. Kabore trying to take him on for pace again. Comes off Campbell. Kabore gets their header from Gillespie. It was an important one with Moore lurking.
It's a good battle, isn't it?
Thomason. Out to left to Longman. Will look to take on Bree. Cuts inside. Cuts inside Nibs as well. Thinks about a shot. Goes for it. And it's comfortable for Kaminski.
Yeah, that's one shot on target registered for each side now that shouldn't really register as a shot on target, because it's easy pickings and it messes up the XG. But yeah, there's a good battle on that on Wrexham's right hand side, our left, between Campbell and Kabore. Just said moments ago, Campbell just shut the door in his face on the flat foot race.
It's a loose header from Hyam, and Alafe goes on a run, and he's been wiped out by Sheaf.
Yes,
got an all from Terry Smith to my left, and that's a booking.
That's an instant booking, because you can't challenge from there. It's you're the wrong side. You're going through a leg to get there, and that tackle's been outlawed specifically. The one from behind a player, quite rightly into the book. But I was just saying, and Kabore then just gets that 1v1 there, beats Campbell to the byline and puts in a decent cross. So there's a lovely little battle developing there. Yeah, that's I think look, you can make out you've won the ball, but you just can't challenge from that side anymore. You know, you'd have to get no contact on the opposition player and win the ball cleanly for that to be okay. As soon as you make contact with the opposition player, you're in the book.
Carey's come across the take. It's too far away for Sonny Carey to go for goal, so he's laid it to the left to Gillespie. Ball in the box, looks towards Ramsey. It's headed away by Scar. Moore will try and complete the clearance, and it goes wayward. As Longman gives chase, he might have just accidentally tripped Bree, but no free kick given, and Bree reacts by dragging Longman to the ground. Perhaps lucky to avoid a booking. The referee wants a word. It looked like Bree may have been fouled in the first instance.
Yeah, so I think there's a little push there. He does back in, but I think there's a little push initially, which maybe Bree wanted it as a free kick, and then when he didn't get it, he knew he was wrong side. Didn't want Longman to get away.
Yeah, I think Charlton will feel hard done by that he didn't get the foul in the first place, but then Wrexham will feel hard done by he wasn't booked then.
Yeah.
So even Stephen after that one.
Well, I think the only reason he's not getting booked is because he thinks he might have missed the free kick. Again, we've got an assistant no more than 5-10 yards away from that, and not interested in helping the referee at all.
Home with the long ball forward. Moore wins the header. The ball comes down. Kaminsky will come to gather. Rolls it out to Gillespie. Long ball forward towards Alafe. Alafe does really well to win the header. Comes down towards Nibs. Gets a touch to it, but couldn't quite find Alafe. As Dobson long ball forward, and it's so long that it's going out for a Charlton goal kick.
And take your time this time. I know Kaminsky wanted to get us going there and get the ball going, but this time give the boys a little breather. I think they deserve it for a little bit. But I like Nibs' positioning on the Alafe challenge. He got ahead of his man. He received the knockdown and just run out of steam and couldn't get that ball back into Alafe's path. But he had the mentality of getting there first, making sure he was on top of it. But I think he's going to run out of puff quite quickly in the second 45.
Kaminsky with the ball forward, headed away by Scar. Comes down to Moore, lays it off for Broadhead. Broadhead forced wide by Coventry, goes for goal, and Jones did well to step away from that. He knew it was going wide.
Yeah, and there's the downside to splitting either side of a goalkeeper, is that if the centre-half wins a header as cleanly as that and pumps it back 40 yards, you're no more than 10-12 yards from your goal line still, and you can't then affect the centre-forward. And Moore has an easy touch sets, and that's an opportunity that's dragged wide, but that's from our goal kick. And look, you've got to persist with it. If that's what you want to do, if that's your setup, you believe in that, and you think we can play out from those positions, do so. But this long ball that they're winning first leaves us split in horrible positions defensively.
Again, it's a Charlton goal kick, which sees a header just come straight back towards the edge of the penalty area for the Addicts. It was dealt with in the end, but it's still Wrexham on the attack as Dobson out to the right to Kabore. Kabore looking to take on Campbell. Kabore with the cross towards the far post. Longman wins the header and Coventry gets a touch. Longman again! And fires it over the bar. Should have done better from that range.
Yeah, I'm not sure about, Coventry's tried to clear that, just get it out the centre of the goal and clear it, and unfortunately it's gone straight back to Longman. It's a very acute angle. It would have been a super finish, but that has to go down as a pretty decent chance. But that's all come. I get that you want to play out from the back and you want to, but we've had 2 minutes there of constant pressure from trying to play these goal kicks out sideways, and maybe it is time, like they're doing now, to push up to the halfway line. There's 4 minutes plus add-ons to go. We've had a couple of shots against from our own goal kicks. We haven't got out of our half. So this is the sensible thing to do in this moment.
Kaminsky with the long goal kick. Alafe the target. Good flick on from Alafe. Cleared away by Hyam. Carey nods it forward. Thomason with the touch as Hyam goes forward. Ramsey wins the header. It's a great header as it comes down to Alafe. Good control from Alafe. Dobson with the challenge. There's a bit of pinball in the middle of the pitch as Dobson out to left to Longman. Back inside. Here comes to Hyam. Goes across the pitch to Cleworth, and Wrexham have it with Scar. That's Cleworth again. Pulled down the line, looks for more. Being tracked by Gillespie. Gillespie makes a challenge. Comes off the centre half. Wrexham at the throw, which Cleworth wanted to take quickly. Inside to Dobson. Cleworth has it back. Movement ahead of him as he's held up by Fuller. Back to Dobson. Back out to Cleworth. Ball in the box, looks for more. Flicks it on, but comfortably wide. Charlton goal kick. There's only Kiefer Moore in the penalty area for Wrexham.
I mean, again, and it's curling away from goal. He's leaning away from goal. There is no real opportunity there. What you want really is that ball into his feet, because that is danger. If he receives sort of 10, 12 yards out, ball at his feet, he's got the turn in the locker to maybe get his shot away. He's got support from the edge of the box. But the key area here for Wrexham, is those midfielders, and that includes, Broadhead, who drops deep off of the striker position. but they're not making the most of the possession at times. But you know, we've had the better chances by some distance. For me, I think the Nibs chance and the Bree chance are two very big chances in this first half.
Carey picks it up deep for Charlton inside his half. Ramsey goes on a run on the right hand side, and Ramsey will have the ball. Looks forward towards Bree. Bree's first touch just a little bit heavy, and the challenge came in. Carey fights hard to win it back, and he's done so for Charlton as Bree picks it up. Out to the right to Ramsey. Ball in towards Bree. Tried to take it within his stride. And just a heavy first touch. And the ball goes out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think Ramsey's trying to push that into Alafe, and I'm not sure what he can do. Maybe the first time ball around the corner for the runner, Bree.
Yeah, Bree apologised to Alafe, but
yeah, it's a tough
didn't
ball
notice.
Tough ball to control anyway, even if it beats Bree, but
Conquo with the goal kick as we approach half-time, 0-0, still the scoreline. Plenty of chances within it. Ball goes out of play for a Charlton throw.
yeah, it's finely poised. You know, they're going to have moments. They've got dangerous players that can do things in a moment. So have we. But you know, the one thing I will say is defensively, we've looked solid again. We've had a couple of wayward moments. Gillespie with that turnover that led to an opportunity, which, you know, again, we're not renowned for that. Mistakes like that are few and far between, but defensively we look sound, and we've created one or two great opportunities.
Charlton won a free kick of potential handball, wasn't given. Clever found that. Ball down the line towards Ramsey. Clever's trying to play volleyball today. It's been back to Kaminski. His kicking's not been quite at its best this first half. Thomason and header down to Broadhead. And that announcement revealed there's one added minute at the end of this first half, I think. It's the ball in towards Moore. It's over his head. Charlton goal kick.
Yeah, he works on a diagonal, and that's his preferred diagonal, from right to left, from a Wrexham perspective, that he can pin Ramsey. That ball was just overhit, you know.
A bit of frustration in the air, I sense
yeah,
here, though.
Look, I think they played at a much higher tempo last year. You know, but like I said, you're high in confidence. You're high, you know, you're pushing for motion. It was a big day for them here that day, so I can understand the difference. But it just seems a little flat today. You know, but we are, you know, we're doing a job here.
Kaminski with the ball forward towards Alafe. It's headed down by Scar. Campbell does well to win the header inside towards Alafe. Tries to go backwards to hit Carey, but luckily for Charlton, Gillespie's ball forward also hit Carey. Potential push not given against Bree, as Carey does well to win back the ball for Charlton. And there is the half-time whistle here at the Racecourse Stadium. After 45 minutes, it's Wrexham 0, Charlton 0. The Alex have had 3 brilliant opportunities in this first half, though. 2 well saved by Wrexham goalkeeper Arthur Okonkwo. First one was a Sonny Carey effort early in the first half. He cut inside on his right foot. Okonkwo dived into his left, made a great save. Alafe just unable to get on the rebound. An effort from James Bree also saw Okonkwo make an instant save. But the best chance of the half fell to Harvey Nibs when a block shot fell his way. With his left foot, he couldn't quite hit the target. Off the bar it went. Wrexham themselves have had a shot from Broadhead, well saved by Kaminski. But at the end of this first half, it's Wrexham 0, Charlton 0. And alongside me, Steve Brown, your thoughts on that first 45 minutes here in Wales?
Yeah, we've been very, very competitive. I think we had a good start to the game, contained. I do think we've blocked up those midfield areas very, very well and frustrated Wrexham. They have got 1 or 2 other options. Kabore down the right-hand side is an outlet with his pace, and obviously more up front with his physicality is an option as well. But we've maintained the Wrexham side, you know, very well in that first 45 minutes, and had 1 or 2 very, very good opportunities ourselves. You know, so in respect to how Nathan Jones feels walking down the tunnel, very pleased with that first half, I would imagine. I think as the game progresses, we're going to have 1 or 2 tire, and in this game, I think if you have 1 or 2 tire, particularly in the midfield area, you're going to see these large expanses of spaces open up, and Wrexham then will, I think, with the way they play, start to look like they're taking control. So the substitutions, I think, are going to play a part here in when the game starts to maybe open up a little bit. Do we revert to making a couple of subs and tighten it all up again, or at some point do we change what we're doing and we go for a slightly different manner in trying to get the victory. But as it stands, I think we've been very, very competitive. I think we've had the better chances, and Nathan Jones will be a happy manager going down the tunnel.
Well, the commentary team here are just going to try and find our legs. But before we do, Brownie, you'll be picking the goal of the month shortly. But before that, we have a word from Charlton superfan and rugby star Ed Slater.
Ed Slater, Rugby Union.
Johnny Wilkinson, Rugby Union.
Keith Senior, Rugby League.
Danny Cipriani, Rugby Union.
Kevin Sinfield, I am representing both codes today. I think probably over the last 5 or 6 years now there's been plenty of collaboration between both codes, in particular around raising money for MND. I think Doddy started it, and then obviously with Rob Burrow getting diagnosed, the two of them coming together has been really powerful. And then Ed, you add that into the mix and you can just see a lot of friendships being built and put together.
There's so much rivalry, there's so much competition in the world, but like when everyone comes together for one cause, I think it's so impactful. And you know, everyone puts aside their differences and just recognises the passion and the hearts of the men that we're supporting, you know, and their families, and bringing codes together. It's making people, you know, connect in a different way, which I love, and I think that's what it's all about.
I think the best thing about rugby in both codes is that when somebody needs help, the game tends to come together, and I just think this collaboration is a fantastic symbol of how both codes can do the right thing for the right reasons, for the right people. Three very special human beings.
I think it's going to be a great spectacle. Just getting our ties there, there's a lot of fired up people. They'll see that there's maybe still a wee bit of rugby in the weird name when I dot one down in the right hand corner, fingers crossed. But hopefully it's a bit of entertainment, you know, really light-hearted, good fun. I'm not sure everyone will be thinking that, but hopefully we can put on a spectacle and, you know, continue to possibly progress it year after year. But we'll look at the here and now, which is very much the case with MND, and hopefully a lot of people go away talking about what a great day it was and continue spreading the word of MND.
Gillespie just swipes it clear. Cameron might get on the end of this though. Shea gets his head there, but straight to Carey. Carey looking for options. Sonny Carey bringing it forward. Still Sonny Carey. Edge of the box. Sonny Carey into the box. Shoots and scores! Sonny Carey opens a score for Charlton. 6 minutes into the second half, and the Addicts strike first.
Well, we have said that's a one thing, and opportunities are another.
Well, there you go. First of all, that was a message from Ed Slater, and I love and thoughts go with Ed doing some superb work at the moment to raise money and awareness as well. And I know he'll hopefully be listening today if he's not here, actually. Tries to get to all the Charlton games, and our thoughts go with Ed and a fantastic cause. On to goal of the month. So Brownie, You're having a little watch again, because we had a watch just now, but you're just having another little look. This is an important moment of your career.
I don't listen.
You can make the dreams come true.
I've had far more important. I had more important moments on the way up in the car, talking to the kids. They're all good goals. They're all good goals in my eye. Greg, is that the answer? They're all good goals. You score a goal, it's a good goal. But I am going to go for Sonny Carey, just purely on the basis of the state of the game at that time, and it needed to be grabbed by the scruff of the neck, and it was a huge moment. And to pick up a ball against, a side with the quality in it of Ipswich, drive that far, unbalance the defender and find the back of the net, which then went, led us to go on and get a second rather quickly in the 3 points. I think was a huge moment, and I think you do have to factor in, in terms of what that meant for that team at that time. And it was a wonderful individual drive, pace, power, a little bit of craft and unbalance in the centre half, and a good finish at the end.
To be honest, that was a really hard one to choose. There was a lot of good finishes, I think.
Yeah, there were some good strikes in there.
Really good strikes from every goal.
And the Casey goal was at the end of a fantastic build-up as well. So sometimes you look at a goal on a monthly basis and go, I absolutely love that as a team goal. But on this occasion, I just look at that Carey one, and it was exactly what that game needed at that point. And he's delivering actually on a level that has caught a few out, I think. And it's one of those signings that's turned out to be an absolute worldie. And
he was very close to scoring again today. Had the first chance of that game. He's playing a slightly deeper role today, but he's still getting involved from an attacking point of view for Nathan Jones and his side. And I can't disagree with anything you've said about him. There's been a lot of talk of him, and rightly so. He has been someone that, let's be honest, at the start of the year, when we looked at the signings, he was someone that many probably presumed to be a bit more of a squad player, might play the odd game at the start. We then signed Harvey Nibbs, and there was a lot of expectation that maybe he'd go on to even be one of our top goal scorers. But Sonny Carey's just been out of this world.
Yeah, and he fits what we are at the moment. He fits the bill in terms of power, work rate, attitude on the pitch. It doesn't stop from the minute the whistle goes at the start till either he's dragged off kicking and screaming, or he makes it to the 95th minute. And what you add into that are some quality goals at a quality time, at quality times in the game. We've had the 2 strikes from distance that have won us points. We've had that goal up at Ipswich, which was a catalyst for us to go on and get the 3 points there. But I did think he was going to just be sort of a bog standard, real hard-working 10 that wasn't a creator. But what you've got this year is somebody that can win the ball back for you. He can play like we've seen now. He can drop deep late in games and be the driving force from deep when oppositions are tiring, which is a great asset to have. So I just think it's rapidly turning into one of those ones where when you take these opportunities to bring players up from League One by getting the promotion, they've got to play their part of the bargain, which is then adapting to Championship football, and we give them the platform, they adapt, they get coached, and they produce in an environment on a match day. And Sonny Carey's doing that, and actually to a point where you're starting to think, I wonder if anybody else is having a little look. January's coming up, because that's how well I think he has adapted to Championship football, and playing on a regular basis, scoring goals in the Championship will always attract attention.
Well, there you go, Sonny Carey, goal of the month for October for his strike against Ipswich. What a fantastic result that was. That was a real pinnacle moment, it feels, of the season so far. Not only the result, I feel like, for those fans who've been going to Portman Road last couple of years.
Yeah, we've taken a couple of beatings.
4-0, 6-0, remember not too long ago, and to go there and give a little beating of our own was unexpected, is unfair, but certainly in that manner.
Well, at 45 minutes you wouldn't have said it was going to be a 3-0 away win. It's not a criticism, it's a credit. Because when we have to defend in numbers and defend a penalty box when we're under enormous pressure, we do that now as well as I've seen in a long time. And it's a great trait to have, because it gives you the platform to go on and win games like West Bromwich Albion on Tuesday night. Another very good, solid defensive performance, which allows you to get that last-minute winner.
Well, 0-0 here at half-time. It's been a game that's had a lot of chances within it. The 3 Charlton ones of note have been really good chances. Carey of the effort saved by Conquo. Conquo also saving from Bree. The Harvey Nibbs one, like you say, he doesn't realise how much time he had. Probably could have taken another touch. He's unlucky on the stretch with his weaker foot.
I mean,
in the bar.
In an ideal world, he goes low with his left foot across the keeper, so from his left foot across to the bottom left-hand post. That's the shot that will beat a Conquo, but the shot itself wasn't poor because he was on the turn. He thought, you know, he had to rush it, and he was just getting a shot away, and it clipped the upper side of the crossbar. The shot that perhaps I think, you know, I think is equally a good opportunity when you're coming onto a ball like that with Bree and you're 16 yards out and you can blast it back at the goalkeeper. That has to go down as a very good save, but I think that's a better opportunity. We think, like, we've had the two best opportunities of this first half, and I'm sure there are people out there looking in going, we should be ahead. But this Wrexham side's got a few assets to it that are dangerous. They have had one or two moments, not like ours, that's for sure. And that's why I think Nathan Jones will be relatively happy. But there's a job on here, because I just think the way they play, it leads to when the game opens up. And we've got to make sure we don't allow this game to open up too much, because I think that will suit them and not us.
Yeah, and I think as well, we've got to think Wrexham coming into this game made a lot of changes. They only played on Wednesday, in fairness to them, and travelling from Portsmouth to here is not an easy thing. So Charlton have, for once, actually had a little bit of advantage, because it feels like when we've had 3 game weeks, we're the ones on the receiving end of 2 away games.
And we talk like that as well, you know, because I don't care what anyone says. When you're travelling away 4 out of 5 games, and there's 2 away from home midweek, and then you're away as well at the weekends, that is tough. It's tough.
And Wrexham are coming out for this second half. Looks like a change is being... Oh no, I was going to say a change being made, but that's not the case. It's actually Dan Scarr running out. I didn't recognise him. It's a little bit like Sam Smith. I thought Smith was running out for Wrexham. Charlton in the 3rd kit for the first time.
Let's wedge ourselves back in.
Yeah, it's very tight here in the press box. If you hear a few squeals, it will either come from Brownie and Tell, you suspect. A bit of cramp, I think, is what I worry for you in this second half. we've heard that before on air. That wasn't a pleasant experience as Charlton are coming out
I had a
for
joke
the second
there.
half.
I had a little joke there. Tell's have been his jaw.
If Tell was on there, I suspect you say that's Rich.
You know, yeah, he absolutely would, but he's not, is he? So you helped him out.
Yeah, I've got to help him out. 10 years of hard graft with this man.
we got you last week as you was walking back up to the point as well. You had no idea what we were saying.
It's not nice, Tell, is it? Bullying when you're being off
It's
there.
not bullying. No, come on, don't make me go. No, here we go.
Gavin, we know you're listening.
Can't say anything anymore. HR again Monday morning. Brilliant. I've got EDI training, HR training. Good Lord.
Charlton return to the field. Looks like they're going to be unchanged for this second half. Wrexham likewise. Charlton will have kick-off. Shooting towards the vacant stand that they're rebuilding. Wrexham towards the cold brew coffee stand. You're very welcome here on Charlton TV this afternoon. Joined by myself, Greg Stubbley, alongside me, Terry Smith and Steve Brown. Charlton TV production sponsored by NordVPN. Wherever you watching or listening around the world, and my Uncle David, Cousin Luke and family are. As Sonny Carey prepares to take the restart for Charlton.
Nothing from Katie again. No brownies or nothing.
No, it's just
it's selfish, isn't it?
I'll have a word.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Carey prepares to get the restart underway. Back it goes to Connor Coventry. And Gillespie goes long. So we're underway for this second half. All forwards headed down. Carey first to it. Forward towards Bree. Tries to lay it off for Lafay's. Cleared away by Hyam. Jones unaware of what's behind him. Takes a touch and goes back to Kaminsky. Forward to Gillespie. Under pressure from Dobson. Gillespie goes long. Campbell gets a touch to the ball with his head down to Alafe. He's been pushed in the back by Hyam. He certainly made sure the referee knew. Alafe takes it quickly. Out to the right to Bree. Inside to Coventry. Out to the right to Ramsey. Right, it's Coventry. Ramsey, ball in the box, cleared away by Scarr. Charlton throw. Bree prepares to take. Forward towards Nibs. It looked like he just got wiped out.
Yeah,
He was lying on the floor.
He tried to run into the channel and just hit a brick wall. It was actually good defending. Oh no, okay, it's not. I thought he bounced off his chest. He didn't. Gotta say, I think that's a little bit naughty from Hyam. He does lean into him with his shoulder. A little bit of physicality in that challenge. Yeah, he would have felt that.
Nibs is back to his feet. Charlton throw the right hand side. Bree takes. Back to Coventry. All the way back to Kaminski. Kaminski goes long. Nibs the target. Nibs wins the header and again wiped out by Hyam, who's certainly leaving a couple on Harvey Nibs at the moment. His name will be tattooed on his back at this rate.
Yeah, and he's looking around like, that wasn't a foul. You've headbutted him on the back of the head without making no contact on the ball. I mean, it's a blatant foul. That's two poor moments from Hyam in terms of, I thought the body check was unnecessary. If you let him hit your chest, that's fine. If you actually lean into someone to hit them as they're trying to get past you, that's a little bit naughty.
Charlton free kick. Nibs receiving treatment.
Yeah, that would have hurt.
Back to his feet. He's a little bit annoyed. There might not have been a little bit more for Hyam. Back-to-back challenges on the Charlton man.
There's enough concern on the bench to see the subs thrown out.
Nibs is okay to continue for now. He's been helped to the sideline, which is one of the ridiculous parts of this rule. I think as soon as a free kick
I've got to
given,
say, it needs looking at. You know, when the fouls again, I just don't understand it. This was what was the rule brought in for?
It's to stop fake injuries, not when you
and
get
time
fouls,
wasting, right?
yeah.
So if there's a genuine foul, come on, you're down a man now.
Charlton take that free kick short as Carey goes to Campbell. Campbell pokes it forward to Fuller. Good control from Fuller. 2 for Company. Looks for a bit of space, cuts back and just treads on the ball. Pressure came in from Sheaf. Campbell's done well to win the ball back for Charlton. Goes to the floor.
Yeah,
Play will continue. Thomason forward inside to Broadhead, and Ramsey did well to recover the ball for Charlton as Coventry goes long to the edge of the penalty area. Conco looks to claim for it, but Scott is the one who heads it forward, and he's down on the ground after being wiped out by his goalkeeper.
That's done us a favour. That was a promising position Wrexham found themselves in after that collision. There's a little nod forward from Kabore, and then there's a ball inside to Dobson, and the game's just about to open up and get stretched. They've got options inside and outside, and they're breaking in numbers. So that's a timely whistle. Yeah, it's a fortunate one, I think. Again, I just want to go back to that moment in the corner with Campbell. He does brilliant. He gets goal side. He uses his strength. He holds, and he's got a simple pass back to Carey. And actually, when you see the replay, if he just does his bit, gets in front, holds, and pops it back to Carey, Carey's then got a ball inside to Coventry, who's in a lovely little bit of space. I'm not sure why he then went into a fight to try and keep possession when you've got that little option of that pass back, pass inside, and we can maintain momentum going forward again. Bit of a shame, because he's done a great job getting goal side and holding off the player.
Scar's back on his feet, helped off by the physios. Now it's time for him to miss 30 seconds of football as Nibs is on the field again.
I think that he's holding his head, but I thought that was more the landing on his hip.
Play a restart with ball at Cleworth's feet. Looks to go quickly. I'm not sure why he's done that. It's given it straight back to Charlton, and Wrexham are down to 10 men temporarily as Jones out to left to Campbell. Inside is Carey. Back to Jones. And to the right to Ramsey. Goes all the way back to Kaminski. Gillespie to his left. Gillespie can bring the ball forward. Looks for the long ball towards Bree. Bree hits it inside, but Thompson's there to clear it away. Jones heads it down to Ramsey, and Charlton can keep possession as Scar's back on the field. Ramsey inside to Coventry. And to left it comes to Gillespie in space. First time down the line to Fuller. To take on Dobson. Through ball looks for Campbell. It comes off the heels of Kabore. He wasn't sure where the ball was. It was very nearly a wonderful pass as Sheaf looks to build the attack and is cut through Coventry. And now Broadhead He's got Kabore to his right. Kabore now for Wrexham. Ball across goal and cut out well by Kane Ramsey. Wrexham on the counter, causing Charlton problems. And the play goes for a throw. Backwards to Dobson. Out to Scar on the halfway line. Out to left to Hyam. Goes back to Scar. Ball forward to Dobson. He's retreated by Carey. He's clear of the ball forward. Cut out by Gillespie. Cleworth first to it. It's Dobson up towards Moore. Moore turns out to the left. Challenge comes in from Bree. Does well to win the ball back for Charlton. Nibbs stretching for the ball, does well, then slips and Wrexham win it back. Moore in the penalty area. Moore looking for a shooting opportunity, cuts it back and Gillespie clears it away. Bree fighting for the second ball, which is headed down to Thomason. Now Sheaf turns Coventry. Challenge comes in from Nibbs and the ball deflects nicely for Kaminski and Charlton can take a little breather. Jones short to Coventry. Lloyd Jones on the ball again. The ball forward towards Alafe. It's over his head and Cleworth has it for Wrexham. To left to Hyam. Hyam short to Thomason, who's tempted with the first time pass, takes another touch and out to the right to Cleworth. Forward to Dobson. Or forward up towards Moore. Jones is there for Charlton to head it out of danger. And Wrexham will have the throw.
Yeah, good read from Jones. Good positioning, good read. Stepped in front, Moore nowhere near. I think Fuller's running out of steam quickly. Just finding it difficult to shut down. Physically, I think he's given it a great go. But I think he's on his last legs already. And this is what I mean about players that haven't played. Can't expect him to step in and just rattle off 90 minutes of football. I might be wrong, he might get a second win go again, but just the last couple of moments that I've watched him there, he's failed to get in front. He looks like he's breathing heavy. He has lost that little bit of sharpness. I'm not, you know, it's just where he is physically.
Ramsey the throw forward, well helped on by Bree. Cleworth first to it, and Longman comes towards Moore. Challenge comes in from Jones, who just pokes it away with his left foot, and a play for a Wrexham throw. Cleworth inside the centre circle has Kabore to his right. Kabore down the line to Dobson, held up by Gillespie. Dobson all the way back to Scar. Tempted with the ball inside, instead takes another touch, opens up the space for Hyam. Up to Longman, looks at the 1-2 with Thomason. Hyam, that was Longman blocked off by Bree. A yellow card for James Bree, one too many fouls for the referee's liking.
Yeah, and that's quite dangerous. It's a clever block on Longman. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I think that's a consequence of the challenge earlier that's got him in a book, because that on its own isn't really a booking. But I think Nathan Jones just got to be careful here on one or two of players. Nibbs isn't covering the ground as quickly as he was in the first half, and Fuller isn't covering it, and they're quite pivotal positions to cover ground in, because suddenly that midfield is starting to play. He's starting getting on the ball more. He's moving it around quicker. Just got to keep our eye on that.
Dobson comes across to take for Wrexham. Charlton with plenty of bodies back for this free kick. Moore's peeled away towards the middle. Cleworth's at the far post. As Dobson drives towards that far post. Scar's there and Alafe jumps and the header comes back off Tanto Alafe. Wrexham corner.
Yeah, they've tried that huge ball over everyone to the far side to be headed back into a congested six-yard box twice. Yeah, and you know, it's very difficult to say that one. But yeah, and they're good at it. They arrive well, the delivery's good. They just haven't managed to get it back into the middle of the box.
Corner to be taken on the right-hand side by Thomason. A foot towards the far post. Moore with a free header back across, and it's missed by Scar. Comes out to Thomason again. Back in the penalty area, headed up in the air. Broadhead first to it, down it comes, shooting chance, and still Wrexham, I feel like they should have scored in the end. It's going out for a corner. But Charlton, very close to being 1-0 down there.
Yeah. I said in the first half, it's a very much a Phil Parkinson set piece. He just congests the middle in between the posts. As many players as he can, cause a bit of chaos, but the ball that's doing the damage is that one that goes right across everyone and headed back into the middle of the six. It's the third time they've managed to get someone on that.
Oh, no one got in the end of that Moore header across goal. Didn't hit anything, just went across the goal line almost. And in the end, Clara's shot was blocked by Gillespie. Wrexham will have the corner again. All eyes on Moore. Been held up by Ramsey. Corner whipped in again. Kaminski palms it away. Fuller completes the clearance. As Longman out to left. Comes to Sheaf. However, the left-hand side down the line to Broadhead. Ball in the box. Looks toward Thomason. And challenge comes in. Coventry fair one according to the referee. And Charlton look to break as Carey out to the left is Bree. Bree looks forward. Down the line towards Carey. And the ball's overhit. Carey was never going to go on the end of that.
Yeah. Fun enough, you had a choice to make. It was to try and slide Carey in. It didn't work. He had Coventry to his left. We either stuck and kept possession, or we went for the quick counter and tried to get something away then. We elected for the quick counter to get Carey in, and obviously the ball's drifted out of play, but we've got the old injured goalkeeper one going on.
Yeah, Wrexham claiming penalty there, Brownie, thoughts?
Oh, God, it's laughable. Yeah, it's laughable. It's the worst attempt at winning a penalty I think I've seen this season. Yeah.
There we go. Kaminski is the man who is down. It gives Nathan Jones the opportunity to talk to his players.
But look, he's got a decision to make, because I don't say this as being picky. It's an observation. When you're tracking their midfield four, as we have been, and we did a great job, which is why in the first 10 minutes they had no options and they were struggling, and there was a couple of turnovers because they were forcing balls into areas that we had covered off. That is gone now, because Fuller can't. Like, I've watched Fuller try and press in the last 3 or 4 minutes, and the reason I say he's struggling fitness-wise is it's not because he's not trying. He physically now can't shut down the 5 yards it requires to go and start that press off. He's not staying with the midfield man that he's designed to take. Now that has a knock-on effect to the people behind you. Right, I've looked at Nibs on the right-hand side of that formation. He's now starting to struggle to get tight to the midfielder that's dropping deep to receive. He can't press as quickly, and again that has an impact on players behind. And you either drop a little bit deeper and condense spaces, or you make a couple of changes.
Well, changes made from Charlton perspective. On comes the captain, Greg Doherty. For Ibby Fuller.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Carey will push on, you imagine.
He did a great job, Ibby, and he's a prospect. But this football, 21's football cannot prepare you for this football. It just simply cannot. They're brilliant minutes in the bank for Ibby, and he'll learn a lot from today. But he just was falling short physically there.
Wrexham go along with the restart. Ball comes down to Moore. On the right-hand side is Kabore. Kabore looking to take on Campbell. Goes down the line, ball in the box, takes the deflection, cleared away by Coventry. Maffei will give chase as the ball stays in play. Dobson now for Wrexham. Ball back towards Hyam. Inside to Sheaf. Forward to Broadhead. Back to Sheaf in the centre circle. Out to the left-hand side is Thomason. This is Longman down the line. Longman, a couple of step overs, cuts inside onto his right foot, back out to left to Thomason. Inside it comes to Sheaf, finds Broadhead. Broadhead, first ball cut out by Ramsey, cleared away by Nibs. Wrexham want the throw and take it quickly. As Sheaf back to Hyam. Inside to Dobson. Dobson under pressure on Coventry, just slips. We've seen that a few times this afternoon. They watered the pitch really heavily before kickoff. As Dobson forward towards Longman, cuts inside. Longman will go for goal, honestly over the bar, but yeah, that's the third or fourth slip we've seen this second half.
Yeah, and just enough pressure, wasn't there? on Longman as he went to take that strike. I think it was Ramsey slid in front, and that'll just get in the eye line, and that'll make you lift the ball a little bit quicker than you want to, so the strike gets underneath and up and away that went. But they're just starting to turn the screw ever so slightly, Wrexham, in terms of possession and chances created. They've had a good spell in the last 7 or 8 minutes, and we haven't found a way to keep possession and relieve pressure with a chance ourselves.
Gillespie the ball forward, Scarve away with clearance. Can Nips get there for Charlton? Look like they got wiped out by it. That was all good. Hyam, I think got a touch to the ball. He went wayward, which naked eye might have looked like he found his man. He didn't get a lot off the ball, to be fair. As Scott under pressure from Alafe, looks forward to Broadhead. Under pressure from Jones, who just tries to nibble at his heels. Wrexham working nicely out to the left to Hyam. Forward to Thomason, ball down the line, looks for Longman, free for company. Longman cuts inside, opens some space, ball in the box, headed up in the air by Gillespie. Dobson with the header down, Broadhead forward towards Moore, Moore controls. He's pinning around in the penalty area, and Campbell does well to clear it away. Wants a free kick, nothing given, Wrexham throw.
Yeah, it's a little bit ugly, wasn't it? But they don't mind that. You know, if they can get it into Moore's feet, it does give you options. It does give you runners off of him and sets to the edge of the box.
Ball in the box, cleared away by Gillespie. Charlton just needs to try and get inside the Wrexham half. There's been good pressure from the home side in the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I wouldn't go chasing at the moment. I'd keep it compact. We've got to see out the next 3 or 4 minutes because we are on the back foot. And we've got to make sure that we're diligent in how we defend behind the ball, because we can't go chasing in 1s or 2s. It won't work. You've got to get you set. You've got to make sure that the trigger is there, that everybody can see and press together, because at the moment it's a little bit individual.
Wrexham work it on this left-hand side to Hyam. Longman now, opportunity to take on Ramsey. Longman with the ball towards the far post. It's over the head of Moore. And now play it goes for a Charlton goal kick.
Yeah, they're certainly on the front foot and dominating this second 45 as it stands, Wrexham. I think Nibs is probably the next one that's under the microscope for fitness levels. Again, good performance up to this point, but just finding it hard to get into the game and finding it hard to pressurise the man he's up against, which is the key to what's going on out there.
Still 0-0 here as Doherty applies the pressure on Dobson. Dobson goes all the way back, so slightly wayward ball to Okonkwo, who has to come out of his goal and pass to Hyam.
Again, no point Alafe even running across the back line. You might as well drop in and wait for a set to a certain player across the back line and then press from inside to out. Maybe out here to Cleworth, and then if Alafe presses from centre back to the right centre back, at least you're boxing off. At the moment, there's no point in pressing on your own.
More under pressure from Ramsey. Too much pressure for the referee's liking as he falls to the floor. Free kick to Wrexham. There's a pull on the shirt from Kane Ramsey. Certainly was fouling the Wrexham man by the looks of things, as it takes a little bit longer to get back to his feet. Thompson comes across to take. Again, bodies just go forward for Wrexham. They know they've got the height to target.
All Parky's sides look like this. He always has a bit of physicality down the spine.
Thompson wanted to take it, but full start, so take it again. Change of slight angle, and does go for the diagonal and towards Scar. Scar wins the header, but Coventry's there on the second ball to head it away. Kabore looks forward. Jones with a free header, heads it forward. Carey jumps, Scar gets a header to it. And ball all the way back to Okonkwo.
Jones is limping a bit as well. Ramsey's looking tired. Honestly, it's brutal. Championship seasons are brutal.
Side to Moore, looks for the first time ball towards Kabore. And that ball still in play, but Goes all the way out of play for a Charlton goal kick. Both sides, I think, patches are looking a bit wary, and Wrexham are going to respond to that with a triple change coming up. Charlton look like they are going to make a change as well. Charlton take the goal kick before they can do so. Kaminsky forward towards Lafay. Lafay does well to win the flick, but no Charlton players able to get there quick enough as Okonkwo clears forward. Up in the air, Doherty jumps, wins the header. Attendance of 10,594, 1,297 of those are Charlton. As Dobson out to the right to Kabore. So to Cleworth, and Dobson again. Left hand side is Hyam. Forward to Thomason, inside to Sheaf. It's good football from Wrexham as Broadhead. Is it to Longman? Again, another Charlton player slips as the ball's laid off to Moore with a chance, and in the end, Charlton get bodies back. Wait to see on the replay if Moore just slipped himself. We can't see from our angle. It came to Kiefer Moore. Yeah, just miskicked it. Glorious chance.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be Nibs tracking in for the block either.
Well, Broadhead's the first to make way. Josh Windass is on. Also Brian's on for Thomason. The final one's James McLean on for Ryan Longman. Charlton are going to make a change of their own. Harvey Nibs, who's coming off.
Yeah.
And on comes Anel Hernandez. And also there's a change after a word from Steve Brown in the commentary box as Terry Smith will lead commentate for the rest of the second half.
Yeah, well, I imagine that's Hernandez back into the left wing-back spot and Campbell advancing forward, which is exactly what's happened. Hernandez jogs right over underneath us as a left wing-back, and Campbell advances alongside Lafay, and he'll play in that sort of left forward role where he's allowed to sort of drift where he wants to.
Thank you, Greg. As Kaminsky takes the goal kick, drops into the centre. Gillespie with a touch, Jones sends it forward, and it'll be picked up by Lafay. Goes burrowing forward, but runs into four red shirts. And eventually the ball will run through to Okonkwo, who rolls it out to Kabore. Back inside to Cleworth. A touch to Dobson, we'll give it back to Cleworth. Trying to pin Wrexham in on this right-hand corner, but Kabore gets the ball forward. A little touch coming in there from Windass to try and send McLean on his way. Ramsey touches it back to Kaminsky, and ball forward. Carey with the header straight to Scar. But, his header doesn't go too much distance, and Chong will have the ball on the left-hand side with Campbell, who does well to hold on to possession. Campbell across to Bree on the right-hand side. Well, he's moved in centrally, tries to lift the ball in, blocked away. But Bree will get it again. Back to Ramsey. Inside to Coventry. Coventry out to Bree again. Just retreated a few yards. Coventry once more. Trying to slide the ball through the middle, and it's an important sliding challenge from Hyam to stop Charlton progressing, but the Addicts are back in possession. Coventry ball back to Jones, almost picked off by Moore, but Jones then goes right to Ramsey. Will come forward, looking for Bree, but it's run to Lafay. Now Bree will pick it up. Carey rather, not Bree. Carey across to Doherty. Doherty has got Hernandez outside. Almost went behind him, but Hernandez rescues it, and Hernandez will cut inside. Looking for space. Back out to Doherty. Doherty in the ball in the box, cleared away by Scar. Gillespie though meets it with his head. Dropped to Sheaf. Goes backwards to Cleworth. And now out to the right hand side. And Kabore. Back inside. Doherty almost picked it off. Dobson just about gets there and guides it back to his keeper. Now it's out left to Hyam. Space to move into Hyam in his own half. Up to halfway. Out to the left hand side of McLean. Back to Hyam. Ball forward into the centre. It's now Sheaf going forward and dragged back by Carey will find himself in the book as a result.
Yep, you have to give their man a bit of credit. That was excellent take on the go. Just peeled off the shoulder of Carey as Carey got caught ball watching the pass itself, and the drag back was an instantaneous yellow and deserved. But just wonder if we're going to see the next one, maybe a Lafay change for different striking option. But yeah, that was our best spell, funny enough, that last couple of minutes where we sustained pressure in the final third.
Quickly taken free kick to the feet of McLean, inside to Sheaf. Sheaf sends it to the edge of the area. It's a header coming in from Scar, but can't direct it to another red shirt. It goes away for a Charlton goal kick. We've had coming up to 72 minutes here. Still goalless as Jones in the Charlton penalty area. Takes it off Kaminsky, gives it back to the Charlton keeper, who sends it long. Looking for a Lafay. Scar behind him, a little nudge in the back so as he can get a header. Drops to Hyam. To his right hand side is Cleworth. Back outside to Hyam. McLean back to Hyam once more. Ball forward to Windass, coming short. It's back out to the left and Hyam once more. McLean coming short. Hyam goes long. He's looking for more. He gets a touch. And the ball forward from see, that wasn't, might have been Sheaf actually, trying to split the Charlton defence, goes straight through to Kaminsky. Rolls it out to Coventry, up to Campbell. Just inside our own half. Campbell, nowhere to go. Little touch out to Hernandez, trying to release Campbell again. That's a good ball as well. Campbell across to the middle. Carey on the right hand side is Bree. Bree with the ball back inside to Ramsey. Ramsey looking for options. Coventry beside him. Colin Coventry back out to Ramsey. Inside to Carey. Carey turns, looking for space. Ball up to Bree. Back out to Ramsey. Ramsey, Carey and Bree connecting, and Carey goes to ground. Charlton appealing. Officials give absolutely nothing, and the long ball forward has picked out Moore on the left-hand side. Moore looking for a ball into the box. Super block by Gillespie.
He had to make it as well because the decision to leave his man.
Quickly taken to McLean. McLean on the left-hand side, drags it back inside. Ball into the middle, and Dobson across to the right-hand side, and Kabore against Hernandez this time. Hernandez with a foot in. There should be a goal kick, and it is. Good tackle from Hernandez. Get it back off Kabore for the goal kick.
Yeah, it was a good stab just at the right time because he was off balance, and if Kabore gets past that foot, he's beating him inside the box and will be free. So it's a lovely timely stab from Hernandez, but that Gillespie block, he had to make it because he decided to leave his man Century to go all the way out into that channel, and Jones could not get back across to cover that off. So if that had beaten Gillespie, they had a man centrally who might have received possession, but it was a good block.
Kaminsky with a long goal kick. Sends it forward. Doherty can't get there. Dobson does. Drops to Moore. Moore back inside to Sheaf. Sends it out to the left-hand side. McLean. Ball into the box, a deep one. Hernandez with a flick, but it goes straight to Kabore, edge of the penalty area. Kabore goes onto his left foot, and what's the referee giving here? Is there a penalty? It's Kabore up against Hernandez. I have no idea what that's for.
Is that a handball?
I literally have no idea what that's for. It is a penalty. I can only assume Hernandez's hand was outstretched, is it? Or, well, I mean, I'd have to see the replay. I have absolutely no idea. The cross come from McLean. It's a deep one. Is that the handball from Hernandez as the flick away? No, it's his head.
No, it's not.
Is it his hand? Is his hand there?
What a spot that is.
Or is this one?
That's his hand. That's a hell of a spot.
I'm still not convinced, I'm going to say, although I've only seen it briefly, but the upshot is it's a penalty in controversial circumstances.
It's a mad couple of moments because the header actually should have been put out for a corner. Remember the initial header that came in a moment ago to Hernandez? Popped that out for a corner, defend the corner. He headed it straight to Kabore. They recycle and that cross comes in, and In my opinion, from that second replay, I can see why he's given it. It looked like his right hand was above his head and it's hit that first.
I have to see it again. I've got to say I didn't see that, but bow to your
that is
spot,
cruel.
Brownie. It is a penalty, and it's Windass with it.
That is cruel.
The referee gives the go-ahead for it. Can Windass put Wrexham
Windass
ahead? The Dragons wait.
Prepares to take this penalty.
A very short run-up is going to take.
Drills it to the left of Kaminsky, and Wrexham have the lead.
Yeah, and so it's a two-step run-up, and it's power, and it's accurate, and it's past Kaminsky before he can get across and throw out a left hand. That's a little bit wicked, and it's unfortunate, but you don't lead with your hand above your head. It's as simple as that.
Windass converts the spot kick. I'm thinking it's Hernandez was judged to have handled the ball as the ball came across. And up to 76 minutes, 77 now. The home side have the lead. And that's incredibly cruel. Charlton restart, send the ball forward. It's Carey can't get there. Cut out by Sheaf. And now O'Brien tries to break away. It's a good challenge coming in from Coventry, but at the expense of a throw into the home side, just inside their own half on the left. Well, it's coming up to Christmas, the season of gifts. I think we've just handed one.
Yeah, there was no need for
Wrexham.
either. It wasn't under any pressure on the header. And
yeah, well, it's inexplicable. That's why maybe that's why I can't quite grasp it.
Made a little error on the header just moments ago where he headed it straight to Kabore. We got away with that one.
Well, this is the. I've just seen the replay from the other angle.
Yeah, it's handball.
His hand's up in the air.
No,
he did touch it, but still have to be convinced that he actually hit his hand, and I'm still not 100% sure. His hand was in the air.
It's 100%.
No question.
Oh, it's
no question about it.
That's handball. It's 100%. It's not even in doubt. But the question is why? Why would you put your hand above your head for it? It just doesn't make sense.
Well, Wrexham proceed down the left-hand side, but Gillespie will clear it away towards Campbell. Hyam can't get there. Carey with a nod on, and it drops kindly to Alafe, and he sent Bree on his way down the right. Bree, can he get the ball across? Just stop momentarily, and then McLean coming back gets something on it as well. And Bree puts it out of play for a Wrexham throw.
Doherty had made a blistering run down the centre, and I think he'd just about got goal side of Dobson. And I think Bree, if he could have just tried to whip that in across, I think Doherty had half a chance.
It's a throw into Wrexham in the left-hand corner. They're going to make another change here. And coming on, I think, is... look at the number, actually. I think coming on is James, and coming off is Sheaf. And will Charlton make another change in an attempt to get back into this game with 10.5 minutes of normal time remaining? Like for like change, O'Brien sliding into that, and James slotting alongside O'Brien in that midfield as Wrexham make a little bit of a meal of trying to get the ball out. Doherty gets something in the way, and it's Hernandez and Campbell trying to get to the ball. Kabore rather puts his body in the way and draws the foul, so it'll be a free kick to Wrexham. 10 yards or so outside their penalty area on the right-hand side. Conqueror taking his time with his free kick now, sends it away. Down the Charlton right. Ramsey the first to get there, but Bree sends it away as well. But McLean will pick it up for Wrexham. Brings it down the line. Cross coming in is too deep for anybody except for Hernandez on track back. And bringing it away for Charlton on the left-hand side. Just stalls and gives it inside to Gillespie. Coventry in support, under pressure. Coventry has to go back to Kaminski as O'Brien pressured him. He's got the ball. Kaminski now out to Ramsey on the right. Carey further down the right. Bree ahead of him. Carey still coming forward. Sonny Carey out to Bree on the right. Bree trying to get it across. Cleared away by Cleworth in the centre. Charlton will have a throw on the right-hand side. 10 yards so inside the Wrexham half. Ramsey gets it into Carey. It's a short ball back to Ramsey. Pressured by James. Puts it out of play. It'll be another Charlton throw. He won't be thanking Carey for that ball back. But he has the throw again. Has to go down the line for Alafe. Beaten to it this time, but ball forwards cleared away by Jones. Doherty can't get there. Ramsey does, but scoops his ball back, and Kaminski will have to come out of his area to clear it, and does. Charlton pick it up in midfield. Doherty out to the right-hand side is Carey. Carey, Bree further right, but still Sonny Carey. Cuts inside. Still Sonny Carey into Campbell's. Campbell under pressure. Ball out to Doherty. Still on the right. Now out to Bree. Back inside to Campbell. Campbell's got Coventry to his left. Little touch to Carey. Tried to return it to him, but the angle allowed Hyam to clear it away. Ramsey gets there first. Coventry under pressure from Moore. Will guide it back to Kaminski. First touch out to Jones. He's got Gillespie to his left. Gillespie bringing it forward up to halfway. Coventry comes to take it off his toes, but Gillespie uses him a decoy inside to Jones. Drills it across to the right-hand side. Carey with a touch, but he can't get past his man. Looks for a foul, nothing given. And McLean can bring it away for Wrexham. Tries to send the ball across. That's a great block from Bree. Not sure how much of his hand was used, but it was a great block nonetheless. Charlton have it in the right-hand corner of the penalty area. Jones across to Kaminski. Moore trying to press him, and Kaminski in a bit of spot. What a bother there. Manages to get it out to Gillespie, but under pressure. Gillespie in the corner has to concede the throw.
Yeah, they've shut that avenue.
Panicking a little bit.
Yeah, well, they've shut that avenue off a couple of times, and the Coventry nearly got caught moments ago. And I just think, you know, this side has shown incredible character actually over the last month or so. Well, in fact, pretty much the whole season, and they're going to have to dig incredibly deep here because we haven't really been in this second half as an attacking side.
It looks like Berry's going to be coming on for Charlton. No. It is, and coming off will be Connor Coventry.
Substitution for Charlton in the field, number 6, Connor Coventry. He's been replaced by number 8, Luke Berry.
As we wait for the throw-in in that right-hand corner for Wrexham. 6 minutes of normal time remaining. And taken, cut out by Campbell. There's an attempted ball through the middle. Feeds it inside to Gillespie, who sends it long. Alafe will pursue it, but header inside by Scott. Alafe will pick it up with the second attempt. Still Tanto Alafe, but coming across is McLean, who swipes it clear. Away for a Charlton throw on the right-hand side. 10 yards or so inside the Charlton half. Thrown by Ramsey out to Alafe. Surely that's a foul by McLean. Just barrels into the back of Alafe. Charlton have a free kick 10 yards inside the Wrexham half on that right-hand side. Jones and Gillespie are going to go forward for this.
Yeah, and why not? I mean, we haven't troubled Okonkwo at all, so why not load up a set piece? We are going.
Somebody needs to go in the centre circle because Windass is on his own.
And actually, Doherty needs to just drop. We're 2 for 2 behind the ball. Yeah, he's got that signal from the bench now, and he's dropped back in. But
free kick comes in to the far side. Gillespie battling for it. Moore wins it. Can drop into the midfield. Hernandez heads it right to Carey. Carey. Campbell further out wide to the right-hand side. Scampering a bit into the corner, but Campbell has it. Back inside to Carey, drills it across. Berry can't get there, cleared away for a Charlton throw on the far side. The Charlton right. Bree comes across to take it. Ramsey looking for it. There's his Campbell. Carey making a run inside. Covered off by Dobson. Into Ramsey. controlled by Kane Ramsey in their right corner. Lovely ball back to Campbell. Campbell inside the penalty area, gives it back to Carey, drills a shot across, blocked away. Run out here to Gillespie, who drills a shot in again, blocked. And Kiefer Moore will look to break for the home side. Sends it long, looking for Windass. Doherty with a great header, but it run to Kabore. Back inside to O'Brien. O'Brien held up, but the ball goes out to McLean on the left. McLean looks to send this ball into the box, drills it across. Well, headed away by Jones, and Gillespie might have been better placed out to Kabore. Back inside the penalty area. This time headed away by Ramsey. And Carey trying to set Charlton on the way. Berry up towards Alafi. That might have been a foul, surely. I don't think the referee was even looking at it, actually. Wrexham had possession back. He was looking at the ball, where the ball was going, the referee, rather than the challenge. And Wrexham had possession on the left-hand side in their defensive third. Up to McLean, back out to Hyam. On the left again. Ball inside to James. James touches it forward to Windass, who comes short, drilling it across. Goes all the way across to Kabore. Kabore up against Hernandez. We're going to take him on. Hernandez tracks him. Kabore, ball into the box. It's a good block coming in there from Doherty. And he gets to the second one as well and sends it away. Campbell trying to get there. Cleworth, stronger, gets there first. It's into the feet of Moore. To his left is Windass, looking for a shooting opportunity. Takes it. Saved by Kaminski. And a double save by Kaminski. Keeps Charlton in the game.
Yeah, absolutely does. Windass, I didn't think the Windass shot was going to trouble Kaminski too much, but it takes a wicked bounce in front of him, and they're horrible to deal with. And Moore should do better. It's quite a tame effort with the left foot, but really good speed in terms of athleticism from Kaminski to jump up and make the double save. But Moore has to do better with that rebound. He was under no pressure. Goal at his mercy.
Corner to Wrexham on their left-hand side. Deep one. Good header away by Ramsey, who landed awkwardly and he's limping. Wrexham have it on the right. Windass, ball into the box, again deep. Knocked back by James, still in the Charlton penalty area, swiped clear by Jones. Ramsey now just about walking off that limp as Kabore picks it up for Wrexham just in his own half. Out to Dobson on the right. Dobson drills it forward, but it's going nowhere except straight through to Kaminski. Rolls it into the path of Gillespie, up to Doherty. Doherty halfway inside the Charlton half, across to Ramsey on the right. Ramsey, a little bit of space to move into as Wrexham drop a little bit deeper. Inside to Carey. Carey, Doherty inside of him. Brings the ball across and finds Campbell in a bit of space. Campbell. Gillespie joining him. Back inside to Campbell as well. Campbell. So the Doherty, referee's a little bit in the way. Campbell gets it back. Now to Gillespie. Campbell once more on this left-hand side. Cuts in on his right. Finds Gillespie. Gillespie turns away. Got Campbell still out on the left. Sliding in is Kabore. Gets enough of the ball. Campbell thought he went through him to get to it. Referee thought otherwise. It'd be a throw into Charlton on the left.
Yeah, I think he's just having a little look at Gillespie because slow and in between, and if I was a right back, my eyes would have widened then as well. I've got to be honest, I'd have got into that with everything.
Just waiting to see the fourth officials board as Gillespie prepares to wind up. It's 9 minutes of added time. Is that 9? Am I seeing that correct? Throw from Gillespie goes short to Campbell, and it's sold him short, getting back to him. And the ball ricochets off Gillespie and back out for a Wrexham throw in their right-hand corner. 9 minutes to see the exclamation in the pitch announcer's voice. 9 minutes?
Where's that come from?
I've done off me about stuff like this.
We missed an injury or? Yeah, well, you've got 9 minutes, chaps.
Throw down the line. Misses everybody. Jones will tidy this back up to Kaminski, who's 10 yards outside the penalty area. Looking to send this long. Does so. Out to the right. Bree coming for it. And loses out though in the challenge. to McLean. Wrexham come forward. Windass. On the left-hand side is O'Brien. It's a good sliding challenge. Coming in from Ramsey, but he has to concede the corner.
Yeah. He's looked quite threatening, Windass, since he's come on. The penalty's the penalty, but he's had a couple of shots. He's getting into little pockets, making a nuisance of himself as well.
It's going to be James going out to take this corner on the Wrexham left. Swung in underneath the crossbar. There's a free kick coming in there as Lafay went to ground. It's under pressure from who actually? But, Charlton have a free kick. Making Kaminsky go back 2 yards when and another yard, whereas the throw-in just now he let go about 15. Kaminsky back to required distance, sends it long. Jones forward, can't get the header there. Doherty battling for, and the judge to have fouled Dobson, I think it was, and nothing quite going Charlton's way at the minute.
No, and Dobson dived into Doherty. I don't get that one. When I saw it in real time, I thought that's just a good old-fashioned shoulder-to-shoulder, and Doherty's come out of that one on top. And actually, when you see the replay, Dobson dives into Doherty and takes the hit. It's never in a million years. It's very, very strange what the referee's sitting there.
Free kick in the centre circle, sent forward down the Wrexham right. Hernandez with the header up in the air. Berry gets something on it, but it deflects out to Kabore. Goes for the 1-2, and Kabore gets it back on the right, up against Hernandez. Hernandez with a foot in. Again, Hernandez is convinced that's come off of Kabore, and he remonstrates with the official and is going to get booked for it. Wrexham throw it down the line. It's O'Brien trying to get there and keep it in. He can't. It'll be a Charlton goal kick with just over 5 minutes of added time remaining. Kaminsky sends it down the Charlton right. Jones again stayed forward. Got something on it, but swiped clear by McLean. And Windass is interested in this, but it runs all the way through to Kaminsky, who throws it out to Hernandez on the right. Inside to Doherty. Doherty brings it forward. Campbell further down the line. Just blocked off by Cleworth. Kiefer Moore, I think, is in trouble here, and he just let the ball go out of play. Charlton will play on. And it's with Carey just inside the Wrexham half. Carey. Across to his right is Ramsey. Will bring it forward, Ramsey. Lifts the ball into the box. It's a bit too high for Berry. And it drifts over his head and away for a goal kick.
Yeah. The delivery choice is the wrong choice. You've got. Yeah. It's just overhit. You've got Berry backpedaling. I'm not sure what he can do with that anyway. I think, funny enough, the ball into Jones's feet was probably the best. I don't like where he's come all the way over this side, by the way. You know, and if the ref, if he takes treatment and gets substituted, then he needs to come off this side.
Well, there is a sub.
Yeah, well, he deliberately come all the way to here. Now, the rule was you had to go off here if you were past the centre circle. Now, I don't know if that rule's been retracted.
It's Sam Smith who will come on. Almost certainly Kiefer Moore's going to go off.
Hold on, ref.
Kiefer Moore doesn't particularly want to leave the field, but he's going to. On comes Smith for the final minutes. A goal kick to Wrexham and we restart. Okonkwo with the goal kick. And the Charlton left, Hernandez will head it forward. Looking for Jones, who's gone forward for Charlton. Little flick on, looking for a Lafay. Cleared away, only as far as Doherty. He's got Hernandez to his left. Hernandez on this left-hand side. Back inside to Gillespie, under pressure. Gives the ball straight to Windass. And Charlton looking for an offside. It's not given. Sam Smith, who's just come on into the penalty area, tries to get the shot away. Takes a deflection off the retreating Ramsey.
Yeah, well, with this, he's done extremely well, Ramsey, to get back and make the challenge. But from Gillespie's perspective, we've loaded the box. We've pushed the centre half all the way into the front line. At this stage of the game, with 3.5, 4 minutes left, that's just got to go edge of the box or certainly penalty spot. It's not a ball. What's the midfielder going to do? You know, we've loaded the penalty area, so pop it in there, work on the seconds.
Corner to Wrexham on their left-hand side. With just a minute and a half left of added time. Charlton do well actually, and Bree does well to get a goal kick off of there's James over there. James and McLean. I think it was actually McLean that Bree kicked it off of. Charlton have a goal kick. Kaminsky sends it forward. Berry gets a touch to it, but he can't control it. And Kabore goes past Berry. It fouls him, but Kabore still in possession. Touches it past Hernandez. Doherty over there on the cover does well. It's the ball off of Kabore. Should be a Charlton throw. And it is. But it's deep in Charlton territory, which is what Wrexham will be looking for. Throw into the feet of Kaminsky. Sends it away. Jones, who stayed forward, will jump. Doesn't get anything right, but it runs through to a Lafay. Tries to go right and does so to Carey. Carey on the right-hand side. Ball into the box. Header from Berry. Tipped over the bar by Okonkwo. I think he's made contact with a post as he fell, Okonkwo as well. Berry just had to stall his progress to get a decent contact on the header. Did so. And Okonkwo had to tip it over the bar.
It's a fantastic save. It's a whipped-in ball, and Berry does incredibly well to just nudge in front of his man. He's going away from goal. To get that header where he did was exceptional. It's a brilliant save from Okonkwo.
Well, Kaminsky's come forward for this corner. Carey sends it into the box. Jones with a header. Referee has seen something.
Yeah, free kick for a block. Edge of the box. I think it's
given the free kick to Wrexham. Campbell, I think, was adjudged to have blocked off his man. Okonkwo with a free kick. We've had the 9 minutes. A little bit of added on top of that with Kiefer Moore going down. Okonkwo with the goal kick. The referee's going to blow up, so he hasn't added any time for the Kiefer Moore injury at all. And it's finished here, 1-0 to Wrexham. The game with chances in the first half, maybe not so many in the second, but Charlton will rue those missed chances in that first half potentially, as the referee and probably the official on this right-hand side spotted a handball from Hernandez. But I must admit, I still couldn't see, but Mr. Brown has said absolutely definitely. And the referee pointed at a spot, and it was converted by Windass. Charlton couldn't get back into the game, which looked up to that point like he was heading for a stalemate. As it is, the home side goes away with the 3 points.
Yeah, and you know what, it's fine margins in it. We had a tight game on Tuesday, which we come out the right side of, and today we've come out the wrong side. The only thing I'd say is I do find that hand above the head, the hand above the head defending across under no pressure is is quite hard to explain to people. I'm trying to think of a reason why, and I can't come up with one. So Hernandez will have to swallow that one and apologise to his teammates. We were flat and on the back foot for half an hour that second half, and in that half an hour, Wrexham managed to get that penalty, which has given them all 3 points. But it was tight. It was missed chances in the first 45, and if we'd have converted one, who knows? But if you think about where the two clubs have come from, where they've been in the last 10 years, how much money's been spent on one, I think there was a gap last year when we came here. I don't think there's a gap now. And they have spent millions and millions and millions of pounds. And I think we still got to be very, very proud of the team that was being put together for this championship campaign. And we've come up short today, but we still in that first 45 were extremely competitive and had one or two moments that on another day we would have finished, and that would have led to an interesting second 45, but we couldn't hang on. Like I said, it's one of those moments that go against you, and it's down to an individual error, and they're hard to take sometimes as a manager because you can't really ask a lot more. Made a lot of changes. The ones that came in are not 90-minute match fit. They gave everything they had and were quite rightly replaced when they run out of puff. But defensively, this side's pretty good. You know, it does hold teams. It punches well above its weight. But today was just a stretch too far when you give yourself a mountain to climb with, you know, conceding goals in the manner that we did.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate your company as always. My thanks to Greg Stubley alongside me as well. Thanks to Deanna back in production, and of course to all of you for watching. You can catch up on Nathan Jones's reaction to this afternoon's match on the Charlton socials. And of course, we look forward to your company as we take on Southampton next up, November the 22nd. Of course, we have the international break, which may give some players a chance to recuperate and go again. It'll be at the Valley, 3 o'clock kickoff. If you can join us, we look forward to it. If not, well, have a good week off, because I think, like just about everybody else, you probably deserve it. So from all of us here in North Wales at the Racecourse Ground, thank you for listening again. Thank you for watching, if you did. Good night.